ancient universe, connected to the birth of distant stars and galaxies. When we gaze at the sky, we not only see the physical picture of creation but also gain deep philosophical insight, the realization of our connection to the infinite cosmos. Just like Galileo Galilei, who first pointed a telescope toward the heavens, we become pioneers in this vast ocean of mysteries. We are the way the universe contemplates itself. Our minds are the living embodiment of cosmic evolution. As we peer into star clusters, we uncover not only the laws of the universe but also ourselves, our dreams and aspirations. Within us burns the flame of curiosity, the very spark that drives humanity forward, challenging the boundaries of knowledge and understanding. Just as Galileo opened new horizons in science with his telescope, we, armed with modern technology, continue his work, exploring the depths of the universe. Every new glance at the night sky is a step in this great journey. Looking at the stars, we realize our connection to them, for it was in their cores that the elements that make up our bodies were once born. We are the children of stardust, linked to this grand cosmic spectacle. As Carl Sagan once said, we are stars realizing themselves. This fact inspires us and makes us reflect on our responsibility to the universe. But our journey is not only about science. It is also a spiritual adventure, filled with wonder and reverence for the grandeur of the cosmos. In every discovery, we find not only new knowledge but also an understanding of the depths of our own soul. Like Galileo, who dared to challenge dogma, we must remain open to new ideas and perspectives, ready for the truth to be different from what we once imagined. Let our quest for the stars be not only a search for truth but also a realization of our place in this boundless cosmic space. Let every new chapter of the book of the universe reveal new opportunities for self-discovery and reflection. Like Galileo, we must not fear the unknown, for it holds the greatest discoveries that will one day change everything. As we stand on the precipice of discovery, we must remember that the journey through the cosmos is not simply a physical voyage, it is a voyage of the mind and spirit. With each new revelation, the universe invites us to reflect on the profound interconnectedness of all things. Galileo's courage to look through his telescope was not just an act of scientific inquiry, but a statement about the human spirit's relentless drive to question, to explore, and to understand. In that moment, the cosmos revealed to him its secrets, and in turn, it asked humanity to look deeper, not only into the stars but into ourselves. The stars, those distant beacons of light, are not just objects to be measured and categorized. They are cosmic reminders of the scale of our existence. From Galileo's time to the present, we have come to understand that every star, every planet, every atom is part of a grand cosmic story, a story in which we too play a part. Carl Sagan often spoke of the pale blue dot, our Earth, as a tiny speck in the vastness of space, reminding us of the fragility of life and the unity of all living things. As we peer into the night sky, we are not just seeing the light of distant worlds, we are witnessing the history of the universe unfolding before our eyes. The very atoms that make up our bodies, the molecules that form our DNA, were forged in the heart of stars that lived and died long before the Earth was even formed. We are, in a very real sense, stardust, connected to the universe by the most fundamental particles of matter. Galileo's observations shattered the medieval view of a universe revolving around the Earth, and today, we continue to shatter our previous conceptions of reality. The cosmos is not centered on us, and yet, we are an integral part of it, a way for the universe to observe and reflect upon itself. With every technological advancement, from the first telescopes of Galileo's era to the powerful space observatories of today, we peel back another layer of the cosmic mystery. Yet, as Carl Sagan reminded us, with each answer we find, new questions emerge. This is the beauty of science: the more we learn, the more we realize how much there is still to understand. And it is in this ongoing search for knowledge that we find our deepest purpose. Just as Galileo faced opposition for his discoveries, we too must be prepared for the challenges that arise when confronting the unknown. But we must never falter in our pursuit of truth, for the rewards are far greater than the obstacles. Somewhere, In the distant reaches of the cosmos, there may be other beings, other civilizations, looking at their own skies, asking the same questions we ask. Who are we? Where did we come from? What is our destiny? The realization that we are not alone in our quest for understanding brings with it a sense of profound connection, not just with the stars, but with the possibility of life beyond our world. Galileo's curiosity led to the expansion of our view of the universe, and today, our search for life on distant exoplanets continues to push the boundaries of our knowledge. The cosmos beckons us with its vastness, and as we continue our exploration, we must carry with us the lessons of those who came before. Galileo's insistence on observation and evidence, and Sagan's passion for communicating the wonder of the universe to the masses, are guideposts on our journey. As we step further into the unknown, we must remember that our curiosity, our drive to explore, is what defines us as a species. The cosmos is not just a place to be studied, it is a mirror reflecting the deepest truths about ourselves. We stand now, as Galileo once did, at the threshold of new discoveries. The tools we have today, powerful telescopes, space probes, and advanced technologies, are extensions of our senses, allowing us to see farther and deeper into the universe than ever before. But even with all this progress, the fundamental questions remain: what is the nature of existence? What role do we play in the cosmic drama? These are questions that science can help us approach, but they are also philosophical questions that challenge the very core of our being. As we gaze into the night sky, let us not forget that the journey we are on is not just about expanding our knowledge of the universe, it is about expanding our understanding of what it means to be human. Like Galileo, we must be willing to challenge our assumptions and embrace the unknown. Like Carl Sagan, we must find the poetry in the science, the wonder in the data. For the cosmos is not just out there, it is within us, in the very fabric of our existence. Our journey through the cosmos is just beginning, and there is much we have yet to discover. But in this vast, boundless universe, we are more than mere observers. We are participants in a grand, unfolding story, one that stretches across billions of years and encompasses everything from the smallest particle to the largest galaxy. And as we continue to explore, we will find that the more we learn about the universe, the more we learn about ourselves. Let us continue to reach for the stars, guided by the legacy of Galileo and the vision of Carl Sagan. For in the end, the greatest discovery we may make is not out there in the distant galaxies, but within our own minds and hearts. The cosmos calls to us, and as long as we have the courage to answer, the journey will continue, revealing truths far greater than we could ever have imagined. As we venture further into the cosmic depths, we find that the journey is not merely one of exploration but also one of transformation. Just as Galileo's simple act of looking through a telescope transformed our view of the heavens forever, each new discovery we make today has the power to fundamentally change our understanding of reality. The universe, once seen as a static and immutable backdrop, now reveals itself as dynamic, evolving, and alive with energy in motion. In this endless interplay of forces, from the smallest subatomic particles to the swirling dance of galaxies, we glimpse the profound beauty of cosmic order. Carl Sagan often reminded us that we are star stuff, born from the remnants of long-dead stars, and this connection to the cosmos is more than just poetic, it is a scientific truth. The same forces that govern the birth and death of stars also shape the atoms in our bodies, the planets in our solar system, and the very thoughts we think. We are woven into the fabric of the universe, not as separate entities, but as intrinsic parts of its grand design. This understanding, first glimpsed by the pioneers of science like Galileo, invites us to reflect on the intimate relationship between the cosmos and the human spirit. In Galileo's time, the prevailing view of the universe was one of separation, Earth at the center, humanity at the pinnacle, with the heavens existing above us, remote and unreachable. But Galileo's telescope shattered this illusion, showing that the Earth was just another planet, orbiting a star in a vast, unimaginable expanse of space. In the centuries since, we have learned that the universe is far larger, far older, and far more complex than even Galileo could have imagined. And yet, the lessons of his time still resonate today: the more we learn, the more we understand that we are part of something much greater than ourselves. Carl Sagan built on this legacy by helping us appreciate not just the scale of the universe, but the sheer wonder of it. He taught us that science and wonder are not opposing forces, but complementary ones. To study the cosmos is to engage with its mysteries in a way that elevates both our intellect and our soul. Every discovery we make, whether it's a new exoplanet orbiting a distant star or the detection of gravitational waves rippling through spacetime, is an invitation to marvel at the universe's ability to surprise and inspire us. As we push the boundaries of exploration, sending probes to distant worlds and peering deeper into the cosmic ocean, we must remain humble in the face of the unknown. Galileo faced tremendous opposition from those who clung to outdated beliefs, and in many ways, humanity still struggles with the fear of the unknown. But as Sagan so beautifully put it, somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. The unknown should not frighten us, but beckon us to explore, to ask questions, and to seek answers. This spirit of inquiry, the courage to face the vastness of the cosmos, is what drives human progress. Today, we stand on the brink of discovering habitable exoplanets, understanding the nature of dark matter and dark energy, and perhaps even uncovering evidence of life beyond Earth. These questions, once the realm of speculation, are now the focus of serious scientific investigation. And as we delve deeper, we begin to see that the universe may be teeming with possibilities far beyond what we have imagined. But the exploration of the cosmos is not only about what we can learn externally, it is also about what we can learn internally. The more we study the universe, the more we are forced to confront fundamental questions about ourselves. What does it mean to be conscious beings in a universe that stretches beyond comprehension? How do we, tiny and fragile, fit into this cosmic tapestry? These are questions that Galileo likely pondered as he peered through his telescope, and they are questions that still occupy our minds today. Carl Sagan understood that the search for extraterrestrial life was not just about finding other beings, it was about understanding ourselves. If we find life elsewhere in the cosmos, it will challenge our view of what it means to be human. If we do not, it will deepen the significance of our own existence, emphasizing the rarity and preciousness of life on Earth. Either outcome would be transformative. Galileo's discoveries may have shifted our place in the cosmos, but the search for life will redefine our place within it. As we continue this journey, we must also remember our responsibility to our home planet. The Earth, this pale blue dot, is the only place we know of where life exists. As we strive to explore the cosmos, we must ensure that we protect and cherish the delicate ecosystems that sustain us. For no matter how far we travel, Earth will always be our cradle, the place where the story of humanity began. Galileo and Sagan both understood this duality, the need to look outward and seek answers among the stars, while never forgetting our obligations to the world we inhabit. In this light, the journey through the cosmos becomes not just a scientific endeavor, but a moral and ethical one as well. How will we use the knowledge we gain? What responsibilities will we assume as we step further into the universe? These are questions that Galileo and Sagan would have asked, and they are questions we must continue to ask as we move forward. The future of humanity lies in the stars, but the path we take to get there will define who we are. We can choose to let fear and uncertainty hold us back, or we can embrace the unknown with the same curiosity and wonder that has driven human progress for centuries. Like Galileo, we must be willing to look beyond the limitations of our current understanding. Like Sagan, we must be willing to communicate the beauty and grandeur of the universe to all who will listen. As we continue this journey, let us remember that the cosmos is not a distant, unreachable place. It is all around us, in every breath we take, in every star we see, in every question we ask. And as long as we remain curious, as long as we dare to explore, we will continue to uncover the incredible mysteries that the universe holds. For the journey through the cosmos is not just about discovering what lies beyond, it is about discovering what lies within. As we continue to chart our course through the cosmos, we must never lose sight of the profound implications that this journey has for our understanding of existence. Every step we take into the unknown brings us closer to a more complete understanding of the universe, and of ourselves. Galileo's discoveries laid the groundwork for this intellectual expansion, showing that knowledge comes not from blind acceptance but from courageous questioning. He dared to challenge the prevailing worldview, and in doing so, he opened the door to an era of reason and discovery that still guides us today. Yet as we extend our reach into the stars, we must also recognize that knowledge is not an end in itself. As Carl Sagan so eloquently reminded us, science is not only compatible with spirituality, it is a profound source of spirituality. The more we learn about the universe, the more we are filled with awe and reverence for its complexity, its beauty, and its order. This is not a spirituality tied to myth or superstition, but one grounded in the appreciation of reality as it is, a universe governed by natural laws, yet infused with mystery. The act of looking through a telescope, whether in Galileo's time or today, is not just an exercise in observation, it is an act of humility. It reminds us of our smallness in the grand scheme of things. As we gaze into the vastness of space, we are confronted with the reality that our planet is but a tiny dot, floating in a cosmic sea of stars and galaxies. And yet, despite our smallness, we possess the unique ability to reflect on this cosmic immensity. We are the universe's means of contemplating itself, and in that reflection, we find both wonder and responsibility. Our responsibility extends not just to the pursuit of knowledge, but to how we use that knowledge to shape our future. The cosmos is indifferent to our existence, it will continue to expand, stars will continue to be born and die, galaxies will continue their cosmic dance, regardless of whether we are here to witness it. But we, as conscious beings, have the ability to make choices that affect not only ourselves but the future of all life on Earth. This is perhaps the greatest insight that both Galileo and Sagan offered us, the understanding that while the universe may be vast and indifferent, we are not. We are the caretakers of our tiny corner of the cosmos, and with that role comes great responsibility. As we move forward, exploring distant planets and peering into the far reaches of space, we must also look inward, asking ourselves what kind of legacy we wish to leave. Will we be remembered as the species that unlocked the secrets of the universe, only to destroy our own world in the process? Or will we be the generation that learned to balance exploration with stewardship, using our knowledge to protect both the Earth and the cosmic environment beyond? The ethical dimensions of space exploration are becoming ever more pressing as we approach the possibility of human habitation on other planets. What rights do we have to alter alien landscapes, to extract resources from other worlds, or to potentially encounter and interact with extraterrestrial life? These are not merely hypothetical questions, they are the kinds of challenges that will define the future of humanity's relationship with the cosmos. As we prepare to step onto the surfaces of other planets, we must be guided not only by our scientific curiosity but by a deep sense of ethical responsibility. Carl Sagan often spoke of the pale blue dot, that famous image of Earth taken from the Voyager 1 spacecraft, showing our planet as a tiny speck suspended in a beam of sunlight, lost in the vastness of space. From that distant vantage point, all of human history, all of our struggles, triumphs, and conflicts, shrink into near insignificance. And yet, it is this very smallness that makes life on Earth so precious. In all our explorations, we have yet to find another world quite like it. The pale blue dot is our home, and it is fragile. If nothing else, the exploration of the cosmos teaches us the value of preservation. In our quest for knowledge, we must always be mindful of the delicate balance between exploration and preservation. The universe may be infinite, but the ecosystems that support life on Earth are not. As we look to the stars for answers, we must also look to our own planet with a sense of reverence and protection. We have the power to unlock the mysteries of the universe, but we also have the power to destroy the very conditions that make life possible. This duality, our potential for creation and destruction, defines the human condition. Galileo's defiance of authority in the pursuit of truth is a model for us all as we navigate the ethical challenges of space exploration. He taught us that knowledge is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. Yet with that knowledge comes the responsibility to wield it wisely. The discoveries we make today will have consequences that echo far into the future, shaping the destiny of not just humanity but all life on Earth. And what of life beyond Earth? The search for extraterrestrial life is one of the most profound questions in all of science. Whether or not we find it, the very act of searching changes us. If we find that life is abundant in the universe, it will challenge our most basic assumptions about the uniqueness of humanity. If we find that life is rare or non-existent, it will underscore the extraordinary preciousness of life on our planet. In either case, the search itself invites us to consider our place in the cosmos with humility and wonder. The legacy of Galileo and Carl Sagan is not just one of scientific discovery, but one of perspective. They both showed us that the universe is far more vast and wondrous than we can imagine, but they also reminded us that our actions matter. As we continue to explore the cosmos, we must carry with us the lessons they taught, the courage to question, the humility to acknowledge our smallness, and the responsibility to act as stewards of both our planet and the universe itself. The cosmos stretches out before us, filled with mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Our journey through the stars is only just beginning, but already it has changed us. We are no longer bound by the limits of Earth. We are a species with the potential to reach beyond, to explore new worlds, to expand our understanding of existence. But with that potential comes the responsibility to ensure that our exploration is done with wisdom, with care, and with an eye toward the future. As we continue this journey, let us remember that the cosmos is not just a destination, it is a reflection of our deepest hopes, dreams, and questions. In seeking to understand the universe, we are ultimately seeking to understand ourselves. And in that search, we find meaning, purpose, and a sense of belonging in the vast, beautiful, and mysterious expanse of the cosmos. As we press onward into the great unknown, the exploration of the cosmos reveals itself to be more than the pursuit of knowledge, it is a profound act of self-discovery. The vastness of space, the incomprehensible distances between stars and galaxies, and the sheer scale of time involved in cosmic processes offer us a humbling perspective. Yet, paradoxically, it is this very sense of humility that enriches our understanding of the human experience. The cosmos, in its immensity, reflects back to us the fragility, beauty, and rarity of our existence. And as we step further into the universe, guided by the legacy of pioneers like Galileo Galilei and Carl Sagan, we are invited to ponder the grandest of questions: what does it mean to be human in a universe so vast and ancient? Galileo's revelations began this journey by demonstrating that our world was not the center of the universe. His observations of the moons of Jupiter and the phases of Venus shattered the geocentric model and opened the door to a new understanding of our place in the cosmos. It was a moment of intellectual liberation, and from that point on, humanity could no longer view itself as the focal point of creation. Today, we continue to build on this foundation, realizing that our existence is but a fleeting moment in the grand sweep of cosmic history. But this does not diminish us, rather, it elevates our understanding of how extraordinary life is. In this awareness lies the true value of cosmic exploration. Every planet we study, every galaxy we map, every black hole we investigate teaches us more about the processes that shape the universe and, ultimately, us. Carl Sagan spoke of the cosmic ocean and how the Earth is but a small vessel in that boundless sea. As we continue to sail farther into that ocean, we uncover not only the laws of nature but also the deeper connections between all forms of life, past, present, and future. We are threads in the tapestry of the cosmos, woven into the very fabric of existence by forces that have been at play for billions of years. Consider the stars themselves. Each one, from the smallest red dwarf to the most massive supergiant, is a cosmic furnace, a factory of elements. Inside their cores, through the process of nuclear fusion, the building blocks of life, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, are forged. When those stars die, some in the quiet dimming of a white dwarf, others in the cataclysmic explosions of supernovae, they release these elements back into the universe. It is from this stardust that planets form, and it is from this same stardust that life, including us, eventually emerges. Galileo's telescope may have shown us that the stars were not divine points of light, but in a way, they are sacred, they are the cradles of life. This understanding leads us to the notion that we are not separate from the cosmos, we are intimately connected to it. Every atom in our bodies was once part of a star, and the forces that shape the galaxies also shape us. To study the cosmos is, in a very real sense, to study ourselves. Galileo's observations may have revealed the physical universe in ways never before imagined, but Carl Sagan helped us grasp the emotional and philosophical implications of that universe. He urged us to see the wonder in the science, the poetry in the data, and the profound beauty in understanding that we are, as he famously put it, star stuff. Yet with this realization comes responsibility. As we look outward into the stars, we must also look inward, toward our own planet and our own species. The knowledge we gain from the study of the cosmos can and must be used to better our world. The pale blue dot, our fragile, delicate Earth, remains the only known place in the universe where life exists. It is a sanctuary in a vast, inhospitable cosmos, and our stewardship of it is not optional, it is essential. Galileo and Sagan both understood that science is not just about acquiring knowledge, it is about using that knowledge to improve the human condition. Whether it is through developing technologies that help us understand climate change, discovering new energy sources, or finding ways to live sustainably, the lessons of the cosmos have direct applications to life on Earth. Moreover, our exploration of the universe presents us with ethical challenges that we are only beginning to confront. As we look to other planets, potentially habitable moons, and distant stars, we must ask ourselves, what kind of explorers will we be? Will we respect the cosmic environments we encounter, or will we repeat the mistakes of the past, where exploration often led to exploitation and destruction? These questions are not just theoretical, they are practical concerns for the coming generations of space explorers. If life exists elsewhere in the universe, what moral obligations do we have toward it? And if we are the only conscious beings in this vast expanse, how does that responsibility weigh on us? As we ponder these questions, we are reminded of Galileo's bravery in challenging the dogma of his time. He faced immense resistance for daring to suggest that the Earth was not the center of the universe. Today, we face similar challenges, though on a different scale. The exploration of the cosmos asks us to challenge not just scientific conventions, but also deeply ingrained cultural and ethical beliefs. It asks us to think about the long-term consequences of our actions, both for our planet and for the universe itself. Carl Sagan spoke often of the importance of a cosmic perspective, the idea that by seeing ourselves in the context of the universe, we gain a broader understanding of our place in it. This perspective is not only humbling, it is unifying. The divisions that separate us on Earth, national borders, political ideologies, cultural differences, pale in comparison to the vastness of space. From the vantage point of the cosmos, we are all one species, sharing one planet. The exploration of space, therefore, is not just about scientific progress, it is about fostering a sense of global unity and cooperation. The future of humanity is tied to the stars, but the path we take will depend on the choices we make today. Will we be wise stewards of both Earth and the cosmos? Will we use our knowledge to uplift all of humanity, or will we allow it to further divide us? These are the questions that Galileo and Sagan would have us ask, for they understood that science, at its core, is a human endeavor. It is driven by curiosity, but it is also driven by the desire to improve the world we live in. As we continue our journey through the cosmos, let us remember that every discovery we make, every mystery we unravel, is part of a larger narrative, a narrative that includes not just the stars and galaxies, but ourselves. We are not passive observers in this story, we are active participants. The universe may be vast and ancient, but it is also our home, and in exploring it, we are exploring the depths of our own existence. The cosmos calls to us, and as long as we have the courage to listen, to question, and to wonder, our journey will continue, revealing truths far beyond our wildest imaginings. As our journey into the cosmos continues, we find that it is not only a journey outward into the stars, but also a journey inward, into the depths of our own consciousness and understanding. The exploration of space is, at its heart, an exploration of meaning, of our origins, our place in the universe, and our future as a species. Just as Galileo's discoveries forced humanity to confront uncomfortable truths about its position in the cosmos, so too does our modern exploration challenge us to reimagine our role in the grand story of existence. Galileo's telescope was a simple instrument, but with it, he fundamentally altered our perspective on reality. He showed us that Earth was not the immovable center of creation but just one of many planets orbiting a distant sun, a realization that dramatically reshaped human thought. Today, our telescopes are far more powerful, capable of peering into the farthest reaches of the universe, capturing light that has traveled for billions of years. With every new observation, we push the boundaries of what is known, but in doing so, we are also confronted with how much there is still to learn. Carl Sagan captured this duality of discovery and humility when he said, "We are like butterflies who flutter for a day and think it is forever." In the grand timescales of the cosmos, our existence is brief, our lifespans mere flickers against the backdrop of eternity. And yet, in that brief moment, we have the extraordinary ability to question, to wonder, and to seek answers to the most profound mysteries of the universe. This capacity for inquiry is not just a byproduct of our evolution, it is, in many ways, our defining characteristic as a species. But what does it mean to be a species capable of reflecting on the universe? As we extend our reach into space, from the Moon to Mars, and beyond, we must also reflect on the ethical and philosophical implications of these ventures. What responsibilities come with the power to explore and, potentially, colonize other worlds? What kind of legacy will we leave as we expand our presence in the cosmos? Galileo's defiance of dogma in pursuit of truth offers us a powerful lesson. Knowledge is a force for liberation, but it must be wielded responsibly. His courage to challenge the established order was not just an act of intellectual bravery, it was an ethical stance, one that placed the pursuit of truth above the comforts of accepted belief. In the same way, as we venture into space, we are faced with choices that will define the moral framework of future exploration. Will we exploit the resources of other worlds as we have done on Earth, or will we develop a new ethic of stewardship, one that respects the environments we encounter? This question is particularly relevant as we begin to consider the possibility of life beyond Earth. Whether we are searching for microbial life on Mars, oceans beneath the icy crusts of moons like Europa, or intelligent civilizations orbiting distant stars, the discovery of extraterrestrial life, if it happens, will challenge us in ways we cannot yet fully predict. How will we react to such a discovery? Will we see it as confirmation that life is a common occurrence in the universe, or will it force us to reconsider the uniqueness of our own existence? Either way, it will be a moment of profound significance, one that will alter the course of human history. In this sense, our search for life elsewhere is also a search for meaning. If we are alone in the universe, then the responsibility of caring for life on Earth becomes even more pressing. If we are not alone, then we are faced with the incredible possibility of encountering other forms of consciousness, other beings who, like us, have pondered the mysteries of existence. Carl Sagan often spoke of the cosmic connection, the idea that all life in the universe, regardless of where it originates, is connected through the shared processes of cosmic evolution. If we find life on another planet, it will not be alien in the deepest sense, it will be a fellow participant in the cosmic dance that has shaped the stars, the planets, and, ultimately, us. Yet, even as we search for life beyond Earth, we must not lose sight of the life that exists here, on our fragile, blue planet. The image of Earth as a pale blue dot, suspended in the vastness of space, remains one of the most powerful reminders of our interconnectedness and vulnerability. From space, Earth appears as a unified whole, without the borders and divisions that so often dominate our thinking on the ground. The exploration of the cosmos, therefore, is not just about expanding our knowledge of the universe, it is also about expanding our perspective on humanity. The challenges we face, climate change, resource depletion, social inequality, are global challenges, and they require global solutions. This is perhaps the greatest lesson that the cosmos can teach us, that we are all part of a single, interconnected system. The same laws of physics that govern the movement of galaxies also govern the behavior of molecules in our bodies. The same elements that make up distant stars are the building blocks of life on Earth. We are, quite literally, made of the same material as the universe itself. This realization is both humbling and empowering, for it reminds us that while we are small in the grand scheme of things, we are also deeply connected to the vast cosmos that surrounds us. Galileo's legacy is not just one of scientific discovery, but of a broader vision of what it means to be human in a universe that is far larger and more complex than we ever imagined. Carl Sagan extended this legacy by showing us that science and wonder are not opposing forces, but complementary ones. The more we understand about the universe, the more we are filled with awe at its beauty and complexity. And in this awe, we find a sense of purpose, a reason to continue exploring, questioning, and learning. As we look to the future, we must remember that the cosmos is not just a place to be studied, it is a source of inspiration, a reminder of the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. The exploration of space is not just about reaching new worlds, it is about expanding our understanding of what is possible, both for humanity and for life itself. Whether we are peering into the depths of a black hole, searching for life on a distant exoplanet, or developing new technologies to sustain life on Mars, we are part of a grand, unfolding story, one that began with the first humans who looked up at the night sky and wondered, and one that will continue for as long as there are people who dare to ask the big questions. The cosmos beckons us with its mysteries, and we are drawn to it not just by curiosity, but by a deeper longing to understand our place in the universe. In the end, the exploration of space is not just about the stars, the planets, or the galaxies, it is about us. It is about our desire to know, to discover, and to connect with the vast, beautiful, and mysterious universe that we are a part of. And as long as we continue to look to the stars, we will continue to find new ways to understand ourselves, our world, and the cosmos that gave birth to us. The journey is just beginning, and the possibilities are limitless. Let us carry forward the spirit of Galileo, the wonder of Carl Sagan, and the curiosity that drives us all, as we continue our exploration of the cosmos and, in doing so, uncover the greatest mysteries of existence. As we stand on the cusp of unparalleled cosmic exploration, it is clear that the journey ahead is as much about our place in the universe as it is about the universe itself. Every new discovery, every new mission, takes us one step closer to answering the age-old questions that have driven human curiosity for millennia. Galileo Galilei's defiant use of his telescope was the first significant leap toward a universe beyond human-centric beliefs, and today, our tools, both technological and intellectual, allow us to peer further and deeper than ever before. Yet with each new discovery comes a deeper realization, that the universe is far more complex, more mysterious, and more awe-inspiring than we could ever have imagined. The act of exploration, whether it is directed at understanding distant galaxies or delving into the quantum fabric of reality, requires not just scientific rigor, but a willingness to embrace wonder. As Carl Sagan so beautifully articulated, somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. It is that very anticipation of the unknown, that innate drive to uncover what lies beyond the horizon, that continues to push us forward. The exploration of the cosmos is not a passive endeavor. It requires action, imagination, and an unwavering belief that the pursuit of knowledge is a noble and necessary endeavor. But as we forge ahead, the fundamental question remains: how will we respond to what we find? Galileo's observations forced humanity to confront uncomfortable truths, that the Earth was not the center of the universe, and by extension, that we were not the focal point of creation. Today, as we extend our search for extraterrestrial life, explore habitable exoplanets, and probe the most enigmatic forces in the universe, such as dark matter and dark energy, we must be prepared for discoveries that will challenge the very foundation of our understanding of existence. What will it mean for us, as a species, if we find life beyond Earth? Will such a discovery unite us in the shared realization that we are not alone in the universe, or will it divide us in fear and misunderstanding? The search for life on other planets is not just a scientific quest, it is a philosophical and ethical one. If we encounter intelligent life, how will we communicate? How will we establish relationships? What ethical principles will guide our interactions? Carl Sagan's Contact explored these very ideas, imagining a future in which humanity's first encounter with extraterrestrial intelligence would be as much an existential reflection as it would be a scientific achievement. But what if we are alone? What if, despite all our searching, we find that life is a rarity, and that Earth is a singular oasis in the vast emptiness of space? This would be perhaps the greatest realization of all, that life, in all its diversity and complexity, is something to be cherished and protected. In a universe that is 13.8 billion years old, stretching across more than 90 billion light-years, the presence of life, even on a single planet, is a profound and almost miraculous occurrence. The realization of our cosmic solitude would heighten the importance of our stewardship of Earth, emphasizing the fragility of life and the uniqueness of our position in the cosmic order. In either case, whether we are alone or not, the exploration of space forces us to confront the nature of existence itself. What is life, and how does it emerge from the raw elements of the universe? How does consciousness arise from stardust? Galileo's pioneering spirit, combined with Sagan's visionary understanding of the cosmos, invites us to continue asking these questions, to remain open to the possibility that the answers may be far stranger and more beautiful than anything we have yet conceived. The journey into the cosmos is also an invitation to redefine how we see ourselves. Earth, seen from space, is a delicate blue sphere, suspended in the blackness of infinity. This image, immortalized by the Apollo astronauts and later by the Voyager 1 spacecraft, reminds us of our shared humanity. From the perspective of space, national boundaries disappear, political differences become irrelevant, and all of humanity is seen as part of a single species, living on a fragile planet. This overview effect, experienced by astronauts, has the potential to shift our collective consciousness, urging us to focus not on what divides us, but on what unites us. We are all inhabitants of Earth, and Earth is a rare and precious world. As we continue to explore the planets, moons, and stars beyond, we must remember that our first responsibility is to the planet that has nurtured us. The lessons we learn from the cosmos, about planetary atmospheres, climate systems, and the fragility of ecosystems, are directly applicable to the challenges we face here at home. The exploration of Mars, for example, is not just about the search for life or the possibility of colonization, it is about understanding the processes that have shaped planets, and how those processes might affect Earth's future. As we look toward the stars, we must also look inward. The exploration of space offers us the opportunity to reflect on the nature of progress. Technological advancement is a powerful tool, but it is not an end in itself. The true value of science lies in how it enriches our understanding of the universe and our place within it. It lies in the connections we make between the stars and ourselves, between the atoms in our bodies and the distant nebulae where those atoms were forged. Galileo and Sagan both understood that science, at its best, is an expression of our deepest human instincts, the desire to understand, to seek truth, and to find meaning in the vastness of existence. This instinct has driven us from the caves to the stars, and it will continue to drive us forward as long as we remain curious and courageous. The universe is a place of infinite possibility, a realm of boundless potential. As we explore it, we are not just mapping the stars or cataloging planets, we are participating in the grand unfolding of cosmic evolution. Our understanding of the universe is still in its infancy, but every step we take, every discovery we make, brings us closer to a fuller understanding of the cosmos, and of ourselves. In the end, the cosmos is not just a backdrop to human existence. It is the stage on which the drama of life plays out. It is the source of the elements that make up our bodies, the cradle of the stars, and the ultimate horizon of human exploration. We are part of it, and it is part of us. As Carl Sagan so beautifully expressed, the cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself. Let us continue this journey with the spirit of Galileo and Sagan as our guides. Let us explore not just the stars, but the questions that lie at the heart of our existence. Let us look to the future with hope, with wonder, and with the knowledge that the universe is far more magnificent than we have yet realized. And let us never forget that in exploring the cosmos, we are also exploring the deepest mysteries of who we are and where we are going. The stars are calling, and the answers they hold may very well change us forever. As we venture deeper into the vast expanse of space, we must recognize that each discovery is not only a step toward understanding the universe, but a reflection of our own evolution as a species capable of asking profound questions. The cosmos, with all its mysteries, beckons us to explore not only the physical realms but the very nature of our existence. It asks us to contemplate where we come from, where we are going, and what role we play in the grand narrative of the universe. In this way, the exploration of space becomes a deeply human endeavor, one that speaks to our inherent curiosity, our desire for knowledge, and our capacity for wonder. Galileo's insistence on observation over doctrine revolutionized our understanding of the cosmos, and in doing so, it revolutionized our understanding of ourselves. Before his discoveries, humanity existed in a universe that was small, finite, and comprehensible. The Earth was believed to be at the center, the sun and stars merely celestial objects moving in predictable patterns around us. But when Galileo peered through his telescope and saw the moons of Jupiter, the phases of Venus, and the craters of the moon, it became clear that the universe was far more complex, and far more vast, than anyone had imagined. This shift in perspective was both liberating and humbling. For the first time, humanity was forced to confront the possibility that we were not the center of the universe, that the cosmos did not revolve around us. This was not just a scientific revelation, but a philosophical one as well. It required us to rethink our place in the grand scheme of existence, to recognize that we are part of something much larger and more intricate than we had ever envisioned. Today, our telescopes have grown in power and precision, allowing us to see galaxies billions of light-years away, to detect the faint glow of exoplanets orbiting distant stars, and to measure the subtle ripples of gravitational waves passing through the fabric of spacetime. Each new discovery adds to our growing understanding of the universe, but it also deepens the questions we must ask about ourselves. If life exists on other planets, what does that mean for our understanding of biology, of consciousness, of culture? If the universe is infinite, how do we make sense of our finite existence within it? Carl Sagan captured this sense of both wonder and responsibility when he spoke of the pale blue dot. That single image of Earth, taken from billions of miles away by the Voyager 1 spacecraft, is a powerful reminder of the fragility and unity of life. From that distance, all of our conflicts, our triumphs, our struggles, and our divisions fade into insignificance. The Earth appears as nothing more than a tiny speck, suspended in the vastness of space. And yet, it is on that speck that all of human history has unfolded. It is on that speck that life, in all its forms, has evolved. And it is on that speck that we, as a species, must find a way to coexist and to thrive. As we continue to explore the cosmos, we must carry with us the lessons of the pale blue dot. We must recognize that the Earth is our only home, at least for now, and that the survival of our species, and indeed, all life on this planet, depends on our ability to protect and preserve it. The study of space, in this sense, is not just about looking outward, it is also about looking inward, about understanding the interconnectedness of all things and the delicate balance that sustains life. This perspective is particularly important as we begin to contemplate the possibility of human colonization of other planets. Mars, with its barren landscapes and thin atmosphere, is often seen as the next frontier for human exploration. But what does it mean to become a multiplanetary species? What responsibilities do we have to the ecosystems of other worlds? How do we ensure that our presence on other planets does not repeat the mistakes we have made on Earth, where the pursuit of progress has often come at the cost of environmental degradation? These are not just technical challenges, they are ethical ones. And they require us to adopt a new way of thinking about our place in the universe. Galileo's discoveries may have shown us that we are not the center of the cosmos, but they also revealed that we are participants in a much larger, much more intricate system of life and matter. As we move forward into this new era of space exploration, we must remember that our actions have consequences, not only for ourselves but for the universe as a whole. Carl Sagan often spoke of the need for a cosmic perspective, a way of seeing ourselves not as isolated individuals or nations, but as part of a larger, interconnected whole. This perspective is not just an intellectual exercise, it is a moral imperative. It challenges us to think beyond the immediate concerns of our daily lives and to consider the long-term impact of our actions on future generations and on the universe itself. It asks us to reflect on the kind of civilization we want to build, both on Earth and beyond. One of the most profound aspects of space exploration is the way it forces us to confront the unknown. When Galileo first pointed his telescope at the night sky, he had no idea what he would find. But he was willing to look, to question, and to challenge the established beliefs of his time. Today, we are in a similar position. We do not know what we will find as we explore the outer reaches of our solar system, as we send probes to distant stars, as we search for signs of life on exoplanets. But we must be willing to look, to question, and to embrace the unknown with the same spirit of curiosity and wonder that drove Galileo and Sagan. In doing so, we are not just expanding our scientific knowledge, we are expanding our capacity for empathy, for humility, and for awe. The more we learn about the universe, the more we are reminded of how little we truly understand. The more we explore, the more we realize how interconnected we are with the stars, the planets, and the galaxies that surround us. And in this realization, we find a sense of purpose, a sense that our journey through the cosmos is not just about discovery, but about connection. As we continue this journey, let us remember that the cosmos is not a distant, unreachable place. It is here, with us, in every atom of our being, in every breath we take. We are part of the universe, and the universe is part of us. The exploration of space is, in many ways, the ultimate expression of what it means to be human. It is a testament to our capacity for curiosity, for imagination, and for wonder. It is a reminder that we are, as Carl Sagan said, a way for the universe to know itself. The future of space exploration holds infinite possibilities, possibilities that will challenge us, inspire us, and, ultimately, transform us. The stars are calling, and as long as we continue to listen, to question, and to explore, we will uncover truths that not only expand our understanding of the universe but deepen our understanding of ourselves. The journey has only just begun, and the most incredible discoveries are still ahead. Let us continue this great adventure, guided by the wisdom of Galileo, the wonder of Sagan, and the unquenchable curiosity that lies at the heart of what it means to be human. As we push further into the cosmos, the questions that drive us become both more fundamental and more expansive. What we seek is not merely new knowledge of distant stars or exotic planets, but a deeper understanding of the forces that shape existence itself. We are, as Galileo showed the world, beings of reason and observation, capable of discerning truths that once seemed beyond our reach. And as Carl Sagan so passionately believed, we are also beings of wonder, for whom the pursuit of knowledge is an act of reverence toward the universe that created us. To explore the cosmos is to engage with the greatest mysteries of all. Where do we come from? Why are we here? Are we alone? These questions have haunted human thought for millennia, and they find their fullest expression in the study of space. The vastness of the universe, with its billions of galaxies and trillions of stars, forces us to confront the possibility that we are but one small part of a grand, ongoing story, one that stretches back to the beginning of time itself. The light we see from distant stars is not just a glimpse of other worlds, it is a glimpse into the past, a record of events that took place millions or even billions of years ago. And in that light, we find a connection to the ancient cosmos, to the forces that shaped everything we see and everything we are. Galileo's observations may have placed Earth in a wider cosmic context, but today we are beginning to understand just how wide that context truly is. The discoveries of the last century, relativity, quantum mechanics, the expansion of the universe, have fundamentally altered our view of reality. We now know that the universe is not static, but dynamic, constantly expanding and evolving. We know that the fabric of space and time itself can be bent and shaped by gravity. We know that the particles that make up matter behave in ways that defy our everyday understanding of cause and effect. And yet, for all we have learned, the universe remains full of mysteries. Dark matter and dark energy, which together make up about 95% of the universe, are still largely unknown to us. Black holes, once considered theoretical oddities, have become key players in the structure of galaxies, but we are only just beginning to understand their true nature. The possibility of life beyond Earth, though tantalizing, has yet to be confirmed. The universe, it seems, is always one step ahead of our ability to fully grasp it, always offering new puzzles to solve, new horizons to explore. In this sense, the journey through the cosmos is both humbling and exhilarating. It is humbling because it reminds us of our smallness in the face of the vastness of space and time. But it is also exhilarating because it shows us that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. The atoms in our bodies were forged in the hearts of stars, and the energy that powers our cells comes from the same processes that power the sun. We are, in a very real sense, children of the universe. This realization leads us to a deeper understanding of what it means to be human. The exploration of space is not just a scientific endeavor, it is a philosophical one. It forces us to confront our place in the grand scheme of things, to ask what it means to be alive in a universe that is billions of years old and seemingly infinite in its scope. It challenges us to think about our responsibilities, not just to ourselves, but to the planet that sustains us and to the cosmos that surrounds us. Carl Sagan often spoke of the cosmic perspective, the idea that by seeing ourselves in the context of the universe, we gain a greater appreciation for the preciousness of life and the importance of working together to solve the challenges we face. From this perspective, the divisions that separate us, national, cultural, political, seem small and insignificant compared to the vastness of space. The Earth is one planet among many, and we are one species among countless potential others. This realization should inspire us to see beyond our immediate concerns and to think about the future of humanity as a whole. As we continue to explore space, we are also laying the groundwork for the future of our species. The idea of becoming a multiplanetary civilization, once the realm of science fiction, is now a serious topic of discussion. The colonization of Mars, the mining of asteroids, the exploration of the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, all of these endeavors hold the potential to transform human society in ways we are only beginning to imagine. But with this potential comes great responsibility. How we choose to expand into the cosmos will shape the future not only of our species but of the universe itself. Will we be responsible stewards of the planets we explore, or will we repeat the mistakes we have made on Earth? Will we seek to understand and protect the ecosystems we encounter, or will we exploit them for short-term gain? These are questions that must be answered as we take our first steps into the broader universe. And as we answer them, we must be guided by the same spirit of curiosity, wonder, and respect that drove Galileo to look through his telescope and Sagan to inspire millions to look up at the stars. The ethical dimension of space exploration is perhaps one of the most important considerations of our time. The decisions we make today will have consequences that echo far into the future. As we prepare to send humans to Mars, as we develop technologies that will allow us to explore deeper into the galaxy, we must also develop a set of ethical principles that will guide our actions. These principles must be rooted in a deep respect for life, for the environments we encounter, and for the future generations who will inherit the universe we leave behind. In the end, the exploration of the cosmos is not just about finding new worlds, it is about finding ourselves. It is about understanding who we are, where we come from, and what our role is in the grand story of the universe. The stars may seem distant, but they are also a part of us. The universe may seem vast, but it is also our home. And as long as we continue to explore, to question, and to wonder, we will continue to uncover the deeper truths that connect us to the cosmos and to each other. Galileo's legacy lives on in every new discovery, in every new question asked by the astronomers, physicists, and explorers of today. Carl Sagan's vision of a universe filled with wonder and possibility continues to inspire generations to look to the stars with curiosity and hope. Together, they remind us that the journey through the cosmos is not just about the destination, it is about the adventure, the sense of discovery, and the realization that, in the grand scheme of things, we are all connected by the stars above. So let us continue this journey, with open minds and open hearts, knowing that the cosmos holds infinite possibilities. As we reach for the stars, let us remember that the answers we seek are not just out there, they are within us, waiting to be discovered in the light of distant galaxies and the shadows of our own souls. The universe is calling, and as long as we have the courage to answer, the journey will never truly end. As we journey deeper into the cosmos, the path ahead becomes a convergence of science, philosophy, and responsibility. Every new step we take toward understanding the universe compels us to reconsider the values that guide our actions, both as explorers of space and as inhabitants of Earth. We have inherited a legacy of curiosity and discovery from figures like Galileo Galilei, whose insistence on empirical truth expanded our vision of the universe, and from Carl Sagan, who encouraged us to view ourselves with both humility and wonder in the grand cosmic perspective. This journey is not simply about accumulating facts or technology, it is about shaping our future and our identity as a species. Space exploration is an affirmation of one of humanity's most defining characteristics, the desire to seek out the unknown. But with each discovery comes a responsibility to interpret and act on what we learn, not only in terms of science, but also ethically and morally. We are the generation setting the precedent for how we interact with other worlds and the ecosystems we may one day encounter. One of the most profound aspects of the cosmos is its ability to make us think beyond ourselves. As we gaze into the starry abyss, we are reminded of how brief and fragile human life is, yet we are also reminded of the incredible power of human intellect, perseverance, and creativity. Galileo's groundbreaking discoveries revealed truths that were unimaginable at the time, but they also invited humanity to reflect on its own place in this unfolding cosmic story. Today, as our instruments grow more sophisticated and our reach extends beyond the confines of our solar system, we are faced with similar, if not even more profound, questions. We must ask ourselves, what is the meaning of our exploration? Is it purely to understand the mechanics of the universe, or is there something deeper? Are we searching for life not just to see if we are alone, but to understand what it means to be alive? The exploration of distant planets, the mapping of the cosmic microwave background, the study of black holes, these are not just scientific pursuits, they are existential quests. They force us to grapple with the biggest questions of all: what is the nature of existence? How did the universe begin, and how will it end? And in the face of such vastness, what role do we, as humans, play? Carl Sagan spoke of the cosmic connection, the idea that, through the study of the universe, we are connected to the ancient forces that shaped it. The atoms in our bodies were formed in the hearts of long-dead stars, and the light from distant galaxies that reaches our eyes is a direct link to the past, to epochs when the universe was young. This connection reminds us that we are not separate from the cosmos, we are deeply intertwined with it. As we uncover the secrets of the universe, we are also discovering the essence of what it means to be human. But with discovery comes responsibility. The farther we reach into space, the more we must consider the ethical implications of our exploration. The potential colonization of Mars, for instance, brings with it a host of moral questions. How will we treat the planet and its resources? How will we ensure that our activities do not harm any existing ecosystems, even microbial ones? And as we expand our presence in space, will we carry forward the lessons of cooperation and sustainability that are so vital here on Earth? These questions echo the challenges we face at home. The way we approach space exploration is a reflection of how we handle our relationship with our own planet. Climate change, resource depletion, and biodiversity loss are all issues that stem from an imbalanced relationship with our environment. If we hope to become responsible explorers of space, we must first learn to be responsible stewards of Earth. The principles of sustainability, respect for ecosystems, and intergenerational responsibility must guide our efforts, both on this planet and beyond. In many ways, the exploration of space is a mirror that reflects our own aspirations, fears, and hopes. The vastness of the cosmos dwarfs our daily concerns, but it also empowers us to think on a larger scale. We are reminded that the challenges we face on Earth, whether they be social, environmental, or political, are part of a much larger narrative. The divisions between nations and cultures seem trivial when viewed from the vantage point of space, where borders are invisible, and the Earth is a unified whole. It is this overview effect, often experienced by astronauts, that highlights the necessity of global cooperation, not just in space exploration, but in solving the problems that threaten life on our home planet. Looking ahead, the future of space exploration promises to bring humanity to new heights, both literally and figuratively. Missions to Mars, the establishment of permanent lunar bases, the search for extraterrestrial life, and the development of propulsion systems capable of interstellar travel, all of these endeavors represent humanity's growing capacity to transcend the boundaries that once confined us to Earth. But as we prepare to take these monumental steps, we must ensure that the spirit of exploration is accompanied by a spirit of responsibility, compassion, and foresight. One of the most exciting prospects of space exploration is the potential to discover life beyond Earth. Whether in the icy moons of the outer solar system, in the atmospheres of distant exoplanets, or in the far reaches of the Milky Way, the possibility of encountering other forms of life forces us to reconsider our uniqueness and our place in the universe. What will it mean if we find microbial life on Mars or Europa? What if we encounter intelligent life on a distant planet? How will these discoveries change our understanding of biology, consciousness, and the nature of intelligence? In preparing for these possibilities, we must approach them with both curiosity and humility. Carl Sagan warned us of the danger of assuming that we are the pinnacle of creation, that human intelligence is the standard by which all other forms of life should be judged. Instead, he encouraged us to view any discovery of extraterrestrial life, no matter how simple or complex, as a cause for celebration, a testament to the diversity and creativity of the cosmos. The discovery of life beyond Earth, should it occur, would not diminish our significance, it would expand it, showing us that life is a fundamental part of the universe's fabric. In many ways, the search for life is a search for connection. It is a desire to understand how life arises, how it evolves, and how it interacts with its environment. It is a quest to find kinship in the universe, to discover that we are not alone in our contemplation of the stars. But even if we never find life elsewhere, the very act of searching is a profound reflection of our own nature. It shows that we are a species driven by curiosity, by a desire to understand our origins and our destiny. As we continue this journey, we must carry forward the spirit of Galileo and Sagan, one of fearless inquiry, profound wonder, and deep respect for the universe and all it contains. The stars may seem distant, but they are a part of us, just as we are a part of the cosmos. Every atom in our bodies, every thought in our minds, is a testament to the interconnectedness of life and the universe. The journey to the stars is just beginning, and its potential is limitless. With each new discovery, we are not only expanding our knowledge of the cosmos, but also deepening our understanding of what it means to be human. The universe holds infinite mysteries, but as long as we continue to explore with curiosity, empathy, and a sense of shared responsibility, we will uncover truths that not only shape our future, but also illuminate the profound connections that bind us to the stars and to each other. So, let us continue to look to the cosmos, not just as scientists or explorers, but as custodians of knowledge and seekers of truth. The answers we find will not only expand our understanding of the universe, but also reveal the deeper meaning of our own existence in this grand, cosmic story that has only just begun. As we continue our cosmic journey, it becomes increasingly evident that space exploration is far more than a quest for scientific knowledge, it is a profoundly human endeavor that speaks to the core of our existence. We seek not just to understand the mechanics of distant galaxies or the behavior of planetary systems, but to unlock the mysteries that define what it means to be alive, to be conscious, and to be part of a universe that stretches across unimaginable distances and timescales. With every new discovery, we confront not only the vastness of the cosmos but also the depth of our own potential for understanding, growth, and connection. Galileo Galilei's revolutionary act of pointing a telescope at the heavens changed forever how we perceive our place in the cosmos. He revealed a universe that was far more complex and dynamic than the static, Earth-centered model that had dominated human thought for centuries. Today, our telescopes peer far beyond our solar system, capturing the light of stars that burned billions of years ago and allowing us to glimpse the formation of planets in distant star systems. But the spirit of Galileo, his courage to question, his willingness to embrace the unknown, remain central to every new venture we undertake in space. Carl Sagan, following in the footsteps of pioneers like Galileo, took this sense of cosmic wonder and wove it into a vision of humanity's future. He reminded us that the exploration of space is not just a scientific project, but a deeply philosophical and moral one. In looking out into the universe, we are forced to confront the reality of our shared existence on a small, fragile planet, a pale blue dot suspended in the vastness of space. This cosmic perspective compels us to rethink how we relate to one another, how we treat our environment, and how we envision the future of our species. The idea of becoming a multiplanetary species, once confined to the realm of science fiction, is now becoming a tangible reality. We stand on the brink of a new era in which humans may one day live and work on other planets, beginning with Mars. This prospect is thrilling, full of promise, and represents the next great leap in human exploration. But it also raises profound questions. How will we treat the environments we encounter? What kind of societies will we build in space, and how will they reflect the values we hold on Earth? The colonization of Mars, or any other planet, will require us to develop not just new technologies, but new ethical frameworks. We must consider the potential impact of human activity on the Martian environment, even if it appears barren and lifeless. We must ask ourselves how we can explore and inhabit other worlds in ways that respect their natural systems, just as we are learning to do on Earth. The lessons of Earth's ecological crises must guide our actions in space. We cannot afford to repeat the mistakes of exploitation and short-sightedness that have led to the degradation of our own planet. Moreover, as we expand our presence into the cosmos, we must ensure that space exploration benefits all of humanity, not just a select few. The technologies and knowledge we gain from our ventures into space have the potential to address some of the most pressing challenges we face on Earth, from climate change to resource scarcity. Satellites already play a critical role in monitoring the health of our planet, and the research conducted on the International Space Station has led to breakthroughs in medicine, materials science, and environmental technology. But as we push further into space, we must be vigilant in ensuring that these advancements are shared equitably and used for the greater good. The exploration of space is, in many ways, a continuation of the human story, a story of curiosity, courage, and the desire to push beyond the boundaries of the known. But it is also a story of responsibility. The universe may be vast and seemingly indifferent, but we, as conscious beings, have the ability to reflect on our actions and their consequences. As we explore new worlds, we must carry with us a sense of stewardship, not just for the planets we visit, but for the legacy we leave behind. The search for extraterrestrial life is one of the most exciting and profound aspects of space exploration. It holds the potential to answer one of the most fundamental questions we have ever asked: are we alone in the universe? Whether we are searching for microbial life on Mars, complex ecosystems in the oceans of Europa, or advanced civilizations orbiting distant stars, the discovery of life beyond Earth would be a momentous event, one that would challenge our understanding of biology, evolution, and consciousness. But even if we do not find life elsewhere, the search itself holds tremendous value. It forces us to reflect on the uniqueness of life on Earth and the conditions that make it possible. It reminds us of the incredible fragility of our planet, where life has evolved over billions of years through a delicate balance of forces. And it underscores the importance of protecting the biosphere that sustains us, even as we look to the stars for answers. The possibility of discovering intelligent life elsewhere in the universe raises even more profound questions. How would we communicate with a species that may have evolved under entirely different conditions, with senses, languages, and technologies that are beyond our comprehension? What would it mean for humanity to encounter a civilization that is older, more advanced, or perhaps even wiser than our own? Such an encounter would force us to reconsider our assumptions about intelligence, consciousness, and our place in the cosmos. And it would challenge us to approach these beings with humility, respect, and a willingness to learn from them. Carl Sagan famously said, "If we are alone in the universe, it sure seems like an awful waste of space." Whether we find other forms of life or not, the search for them is an expression of humanity's deepest instincts, our desire to connect, to understand, and to know our place in the cosmos. It is a search that transcends science and reaches into the realm of philosophy, ethics, and even spirituality. For in seeking out other forms of life, we are ultimately seeking to understand ourselves. As we continue to explore space, we must also remain grounded in the reality that our most immediate and urgent challenges lie here on Earth. The exploration of the cosmos cannot be an escape from the responsibilities we have to one another and to the planet that sustains us. Rather, it should inspire us to care for our world with the same passion and dedication that we bring to our ventures into space. The technologies and perspectives we gain from space exploration must be applied to solving the problems we face on Earth, whether they be environmental, social, or economic. The future of humanity is inextricably linked to the stars, but it is also tied to the health and well-being of our planet. As we look outward, we must not lose sight of the importance of looking inward, of tending to the needs of our communities, ecosystems, and future generations. The exploration of space offers us a unique vantage point from which to see the interconnectedness of all life and the shared destiny of all people. It reminds us that, in the grand scheme of the universe, we are all passengers on the same ship, a fragile blue planet hurtling through the vastness of space. In the end, the journey through the cosmos is not just a scientific endeavor, it is a journey of the human spirit. It is a testament to our capacity for wonder, for discovery, and for growth. It is a reminder that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, a vast, ancient, and mysterious universe that stretches far beyond the limits of our imagination. And as we continue to explore, we must do so with the knowledge that the answers we seek are not just out there among the stars, they are within us, in the choices we make and the values we hold. So let us continue to reach for the stars, guided by the vision of Galileo, the wisdom of Sagan, and the boundless curiosity that defines us as human beings. The universe is waiting to be explored, and with every step we take, we bring ourselves closer to understanding not only the cosmos, but the meaning of our own existence within it. The journey is far from over, and the most incredible discoveries are yet to come. As long as we continue to look up, to question, and to seek the truth, the stars will always be within our reach. As we continue to move forward on this profound journey into the cosmos, we must recognize that with each discovery we are forging new paths, not just in our understanding of the universe, but in how we define ourselves as a species. The cosmos, in all its vastness, offers endless opportunities for exploration, but it also asks of us critical questions. How will we shape the future? What will we bring with us as we explore the stars, our best selves, or the shadows of our past mistakes? And what does it truly mean to explore a universe so ancient, vast, and mysterious? Galileo's first glimpse through his telescope shattered the illusion of a human-centered universe, propelling us into an era of questioning and exploration that continues to this day. His courage to look and challenge established ideas laid the foundation for modern science. Today, that same spirit of exploration drives us toward distant planets and beyond, as we seek to uncover the nature of reality itself. And yet, the deeper we dive into space, the more we are reminded of our interconnectedness with all that exists. The concept of a cosmic perspective is essential as we expand our horizons. When we see ourselves as part of a larger whole, we begin to appreciate the complexity and fragility of life, not just on Earth, but wherever it may exist. This perspective fosters a sense of responsibility that transcends borders, politics, and divisions. From space, the conflicts that divide us seem small against the backdrop of the vast universe, where the shared experience of being human, and being alive, becomes far more significant. We are reminded of the fragility of life and the importance of unity in the face of the challenges we collectively face. The search for life beyond Earth epitomizes this interconnected view. We are driven to explore not just to satisfy curiosity, but to answer profound questions about life's prevalence, its diversity, and its resilience in the universe. As we look for signs of microbial life on Mars, or water beneath the icy crust of Europa, or even the chemical signatures of living organisms on distant exoplanets, we are searching for a connection, a shared narrative that stretches across the stars. If we were to find evidence of life, no matter how simple or complex, it would revolutionize our understanding of biology, consciousness, and the very nature of existence. It would show us that life is not confined to the boundaries of our planet, but part of a universal fabric, a phenomenon that may arise wherever the conditions are right. But what if we do not find life elsewhere? What if Earth is, as far as we can tell, the only oasis of life in a universe that appears otherwise barren? Such a revelation would be equally profound, for it would underscore the unique and precious nature of our planet. It would make it all the more urgent that we protect and preserve the delicate ecosystems that sustain us, and that we cultivate a sense of reverence for life in all its forms. Carl Sagan often emphasized this point, reminding us that the very act of searching, whether for life or for knowledge, brings us closer to understanding our own existence. The search is an affirmation that life, in all its diversity and beauty, is something rare and worth cherishing. As we prepare for the possibility of becoming an interplanetary species, the ethical considerations of space exploration grow ever more urgent. Mars, for example, offers us an incredible opportunity to test our limits, to see if humanity can thrive on a world that is not our own. But in doing so, we must ensure that we do not simply repeat the patterns of exploitation and environmental degradation that have marked so much of our history on Earth. We must develop a new ethic, one that respects the environments we explore, even if they appear lifeless, and one that prioritizes sustainability, stewardship, and cooperation. This new era of exploration also invites us to reconsider what it means to be human. As we expand our presence into space, the boundaries of our societies will stretch beyond the confines of Earth. The first human colonies on Mars, or elsewhere, will require a rethinking of governance, community, and survival in environments that are hostile and unyielding. These new societies will be shaped by the harsh realities of space, but also by the ideals we choose to carry with us. Will we create a future defined by cooperation, by a shared sense of purpose, and by the pursuit of knowledge? Or will the divisions that plague us on Earth follow us into the stars? The technology that drives space exploration is a reflection of our ingenuity, but the decisions we make along the way will define the moral character of our species. As we develop the means to travel further and faster, to colonize planets and mine asteroids, we must ensure that the benefits of space exploration are shared equitably, and that the pursuit of new frontiers does not come at the expense of the vulnerable or the voiceless, whether on Earth or on other worlds. The future of space is a shared future, and it will require a collective effort to ensure that it is one of peace, sustainability, and inclusivity. The lessons of the cosmos, though, are not only about technology or ethics. They are about wonder. The stars remind us of the boundless possibilities that exist beyond our limited perspective. The light from distant galaxies, traveling for billions of years across unimaginable distances, carries with it the story of the universe's past, present, and future. And in that light, we find our own story, a story of a species that has risen from the dust of stars to contemplate its origins and its destiny. Carl Sagan once described Earth as a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam, and it is in this perspective that we must ground our exploration of the universe. We are small, but we are capable of greatness. We are fragile, but we are resilient. We are, as he said, star stuff, made of the same elements that forged the stars and galaxies, and it is our nature to seek, to question, and to discover. But as we seek, we must remember that the ultimate goal of exploration is not simply to gather knowledge, but to grow as a species. The universe is not just a physical realm to be measured and mapped, it is a source of wisdom, of insight into the nature of existence, and of inspiration for future generations. The exploration of space teaches us humility, patience, and reverence for the unknown. It invites us to consider the long-term consequences of our actions, both on Earth and beyond, and it calls on us to act with foresight and compassion. The journey through the cosmos is, in many ways, a journey toward self-awareness. Every discovery, whether it be a new planet, a new galaxy, or a new understanding of fundamental physics, brings us closer to understanding who we are and what our place is in the universe. And as we continue to explore, we will find that the most important discoveries are not just about the stars, but about ourselves, our values, our aspirations, and our ability to work together for a better future. The future of space exploration holds endless possibilities. We may one day find life on another world, or we may unlock the secrets of dark matter and dark energy, or we may develop the means to travel beyond our solar system. But whatever we find, the most important legacy of our exploration will be how we choose to use that knowledge to shape the future, not just of humanity, but of all life. So let us continue this journey, with the curiosity of Galileo, the wonder of Sagan, and the wisdom of those who have come before us. The universe is vast, and its mysteries are infinite. But as long as we continue to explore with an open mind, an open heart, and a commitment to the common good, we will find that the stars are not as distant as they seem. We are part of the cosmos, and the cosmos is part of us. And as we journey together into the unknown, we will discover that the greatest mysteries of all lie not only among the stars, but within ourselves. As we move further into the vast, boundless expanse of the cosmos, we must carry with us not only the scientific curiosity that drives our exploration but also the deep sense of wonder and responsibility that comes from realizing our place in the universe. The journey into space is a journey of discovery, both of the physical universe around us and of the spiritual and ethical dimensions that define what it means to be human. With each new leap into the unknown, we are faced with opportunities to redefine our relationship with the cosmos, to expand our understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, and to shape the future not just of our species, but of the universe itself. Galileo's legacy, born out of the simple act of observation, reminds us of the profound power that comes from asking the right questions and challenging the status quo. In his time, Galileo faced immense resistance from established authorities who were unwilling to accept that the Earth was not the center of the universe. Yet, with his telescope, he forever changed our view of the cosmos, showing that the truth lies in observation, in evidence, and in the willingness to look beyond what is comfortable or convenient. Today, as we venture deeper into space, we carry that same spirit of inquiry, always seeking to understand, always questioning what we know, and always open to new possibilities. But as Carl Sagan reminded us, the search for truth in the universe is not just a scientific endeavor, it is a deeply human one. The vastness of space, the incomprehensible distances between stars, and the age of the universe force us to confront our own place within the grand tapestry of existence. From the vantage point of the stars, Earth is a small, fragile world, suspended in a cosmic ocean that stretches beyond the limits of our imagination. Yet, in that smallness, we find a profound significance. We are conscious beings, capable of understanding the universe, of reflecting on our origins, and of shaping our future. The exploration of space invites us to consider the long arc of history, not just in terms of human civilization, but in terms of cosmic time. We are living in a moment that is both fleeting and monumental. Fleeting, because in the context of billions of years, our individual lives are but a blink in the eye of the universe. Monumental, because we are at the threshold of becoming a species that is capable of venturing beyond our home planet, of exploring the stars, and of shaping the destiny of life itself. As we prepare to take these next steps, whether it is establishing a human presence on Mars, sending probes to the outer edges of the solar system, or peering even further into the distant reaches of the cosmos, we must do so with a sense of humility. The universe, as we are discovering, is not only vast, it is also intricate, delicate, and interconnected in ways we are only beginning to understand. Every action we take, every step forward in space exploration, has the potential to influence not only the future of humanity but the future of the cosmos itself. The ethical dimension of space exploration is crucial. As we look to Mars, or the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, we must consider the impact of human activity on these new environments. If life exists on Mars, even in its most primitive forms, how do we ensure that we do not harm it? How do we explore responsibly, with an awareness of the consequences of our actions? These are not just questions for scientists, they are questions for philosophers, ethicists, and all of us who care about the future of life in the universe. Furthermore, as we begin to contemplate the possibility of human colonies on other planets, we must ask ourselves what kind of societies we will create. Will we carry forward the divisions and inequalities that have plagued us on Earth, or will we use this opportunity to build something better? Will we develop new systems of governance, new ways of living, that reflect our best ideals of cooperation, justice, and sustainability? These are the kinds of questions that will define not just the success of space exploration, but the future of humanity itself. The search for extraterrestrial life remains one of the most tantalizing aspects of space exploration. Every discovery, from the detection of water on Mars to the identification of potentially habitable exoplanets, brings us closer to answering one of the most profound questions: are we alone? If we find life elsewhere in the universe, it will forever change how we see ourselves and our place in the cosmos. It will show us that life is not a rare anomaly, but a fundamental part of the universe's fabric. But even if we do not find life, the search itself has value. It reminds us of the incredible complexity and beauty of life on Earth and of the responsibility we have to protect and preserve it. In contemplating the possibility of intelligent life beyond Earth, we must approach the question with both excitement and caution. Contact with another civilization would be a transformative moment in human history, but it would also be fraught with challenges. How would we communicate? How would we establish a relationship based on mutual understanding and respect? What ethical principles would guide our interactions with beings whose perspectives, values, and experiences may be radically different from our own? Carl Sagan, with his boundless curiosity and deep sense of wonder, envisioned such encounters as opportunities for growth, for learning, and for expanding our horizons. He urged us to approach the universe with humility, recognizing that while we may be intelligent, we are not the only form of intelligence that could exist. In his vision, the discovery of life beyond Earth would not diminish humanity's significance, it would enhance it, showing us that we are part of a larger, cosmic community of life. But even as we search the stars for answers, we must remember that our most immediate challenges lie here on Earth. The knowledge we gain from space exploration must be applied to addressing the pressing issues of our time: climate change, inequality, resource depletion, and the protection of biodiversity. The technologies we develop to explore other planets can help us create more sustainable ways of living on our own. The perspective we gain from looking at Earth from space, a fragile world surrounded by the emptiness of the cosmos, must inspire us to act as stewards of this planet, preserving it for future generations. In many ways, the journey through the cosmos is a journey toward understanding ourselves. As we explore the farthest reaches of the universe, we are also exploring the depths of human potential, the potential to create, to innovate, to collaborate, and to transcend the limitations of our present moment. The cosmos is a mirror that reflects not only the vastness of space but the vastness of human possibility. The future of space exploration is filled with promise. We may one day walk on the surface of Mars, sail through the icy seas of Europa, or even journey to the distant stars. We may discover new forms of life, new planets, new dimensions of reality that we can scarcely imagine today. But as we embark on this journey, we must do so with a clear sense of purpose and with a commitment to the values that define us as a species: curiosity, compassion, responsibility, and a desire for knowledge that is guided by wisdom. The stars are calling, and we are answering. The universe stretches out before us, filled with mysteries and possibilities beyond our wildest dreams. But the true value of this journey lies not just in what we discover out there among the stars, but in what we discover within ourselves. Every step we take into the cosmos brings us closer to understanding the nature of life, the nature of the universe, and the nature of our own existence. Galileo's telescope opened the door to the universe, and Carl Sagan showed us how to walk through it with wonder and humility. Now, it is up to us to carry forward their legacy, to explore not just for the sake of discovery, but for the sake of building a better future for all life. The universe is vast, but so is the potential of the human spirit. And as long as we continue to explore, to question, and to dream, the journey will never truly end. The cosmos is our destination, but the journey itself is where we will find the greatest meaning. The stars await, and with each new step, we are reminded that the universe is not just something we explore, it is something we are part of. In that unity lies the future of our species, and the promise of endless discovery. As we continue this grand journey through the cosmos, we stand on the edge of boundless horizons, where the next chapters of human exploration are waiting to be written. The allure of the unknown has always driven humanity forward, but the vastness of space presents not just physical challenges but also existential ones. The universe is filled with unimaginable mysteries, yet with each discovery, we are forced to confront the fundamental questions that have persisted through time: who are we? What is our place in this seemingly infinite cosmos? How will our actions today shape the future, not only for humanity but for all life? Galileo's willingness to peer into the unknown with nothing more than a telescope altered our understanding of reality forever. He didn't just see moons orbiting Jupiter or the craters of the moon, he saw the first glimpses of a universe that was far more complex and vast than humanity had ever dreamed. Carl Sagan, building on that legacy, spoke of the cosmic ocean, a sea of stars and galaxies, full of wonder, where each point of light represented a world waiting to be understood. Their combined wisdom calls us to continue looking outward with curiosity, while also looking inward, reflecting on what it means to be human in the context of this immense universe. But this journey is not just about discovery for its own sake, it's about growth, transformation, and responsibility. Each step we take beyond the bounds of Earth forces us to rethink our assumptions and the legacy we will leave. The possibility of becoming a multiplanetary species is thrilling, but it comes with weighty questions. Will we carry with us the same divisions and conflicts that have shaped human history, or will we seize this opportunity to build a future based on cooperation, unity, and a shared sense of purpose? Mars, our closest planetary neighbor, is likely the first place where humans will set foot beyond Earth. The excitement surrounding this prospect is palpable, an entire world lies before us, waiting to be explored. But Mars is more than a scientific playground. It represents a critical test of our capacity to adapt, to innovate, and to collaborate on a scale that transcends national borders and individual interests. If we succeed in building a sustainable presence on Mars, it will not just be a triumph of technology, it will be a testament to our ability to dream and act as a united species. However, as we contemplate human life on Mars, we must also consider the ethical implications of colonizing another world. How do we ensure that we respect Mars as an environment, even if it appears barren by Earth standards? If life, no matter how simple, exists there, what responsibilities do we have to protect it? The potential discovery of extraterrestrial life, even in microbial form, would be one of the most significant scientific discoveries in history. It would compel us to rethink our definitions of life, consciousness, and the interconnectedness of all living systems across the universe. But even if Mars proves to be devoid of life, its significance remains profound. The establishment of human colonies on Mars would mark the beginning of a new era, an era where humanity is no longer confined to a single planet. It would be the first step toward a future in which we inhabit multiple worlds, a future where the survival and flourishing of our species is no longer bound by the fragile ecosystem of Earth. But this transition must be guided by principles of sustainability and stewardship, ensuring that our presence on other worlds does not lead to the same environmental degradation that has occurred on Earth. In the search for extraterrestrial life, our instruments are becoming more powerful, more sensitive, and more capable of detecting the faintest signals from distant stars. The discovery of exoplanets, planets orbiting stars outside our solar system, has opened up a new frontier in the search for life. Some of these planets exist in the habitable zone of their stars, where conditions might be right for liquid water, and possibly, life. With every new discovery, we are reminded of the profound possibility that life may not be confined to Earth alone. What would it mean to find life elsewhere in the universe? If we were to detect signs of life on a distant exoplanet, or even in our own solar system, it would forever alter our understanding of biology, evolution, and the nature of existence. The discovery of life beyond Earth would challenge the notion that humanity is unique or exceptional. It would show us that life is a universal phenomenon, arising wherever the conditions are right. But it would also raise profound ethical and philosophical questions about how we relate to other forms of life, how we communicate, and how we define our own place in the universe. Carl Sagan, in his reflections on the possibility of extraterrestrial life, often spoke of the need for humility in the face of the unknown. If we are to make contact with another intelligent species, we must approach them not as conquerors or superiors, but as fellow beings seeking understanding. The diversity of life on Earth teaches us that intelligence and consciousness can take many forms, and that our way of thinking is not the only way. The same may hold true for life elsewhere in the universe. We must be prepared for the possibility that other civilizations, if they exist, may be far older, more advanced, or simply different from anything we have imagined. Even if we do not find life beyond Earth, the search itself is valuable. It forces us to reflect on the preciousness of life on our own planet. In the cold, empty vastness of space, Earth is a rare and beautiful oasis, teeming with life in all its forms. The search for life elsewhere helps us appreciate the complexity and fragility of the ecosystems that sustain us, and it underscores the importance of protecting and preserving the biosphere that makes life on Earth possible. The future of space exploration, however, is not limited to scientific discovery or the search for life. It is about the expansion of human potential. It is about developing new ways of thinking, new technologies, and new ways of living that will allow us to thrive in environments far different from the one we evolved in. As we push the boundaries of what is possible, we will face challenges that require unprecedented levels of innovation, cooperation, and creativity. But we will also be opening up new opportunities for growth, for learning, and for connecting with the universe in ways that were once thought to be the stuff of dreams. The cosmos invites us to dream big, but it also asks us to act with responsibility. The exploration of space is a reflection of our capacity to imagine, to wonder, and to reach beyond the limitations of our current understanding. But as we continue this journey, we must do so with a sense of stewardship, recognizing that the universe is not ours to conquer, but to explore with care and respect. Galileo's telescope opened our eyes to the vastness of the universe, and Carl Sagan's vision gave us the courage to embrace the wonder of it all. Now it is up to us to carry forward that legacy, to continue asking the big questions, and to approach the future with both curiosity and wisdom. The universe is a place of infinite possibility, and we are only just beginning to understand our role within it. The stars beckon us forward, but the journey will not be easy. It will require patience, perseverance, and a willingness to confront the unknown. But it will also bring us closer to understanding the deepest truths about existence, truths that may not only change how we see the universe, but how we see ourselves. As we continue to explore the cosmos, we will find that the most profound discoveries are not just about planets, stars, or galaxies. They are about the nature of life, the nature of consciousness, and the nature of the human spirit. And in that exploration, we will come to see that the universe is not just a place to be studied, it is a place to be experienced, a source of inspiration, and a reminder of the infinite possibilities that lie within us all. The future is vast, and the journey is long. But as long as we continue to look up at the stars with wonder, as long as we continue to seek out the mysteries of the universe with an open mind and an open heart, the adventure will never truly end. The cosmos is our future, and in its endless expanse, we will find the answers to questions we have not yet dared to ask. As we continue to peer into the depths of the cosmos, we must embrace the realization that the universe is as much a reflection of our own inner journey as it is a physical frontier to explore. Each discovery, whether of new worlds, distant galaxies, or the fundamental forces that govern space and time, invites us to reconsider what it means to be alive, to be human, and to be part of something so infinitely vast and ancient. The questions we ask of the universe are, in many ways, questions we ask of ourselves. How did we come to be? What is our purpose? Where do we go from here? The legacy of Galileo Galilei and Carl Sagan is not simply one of scientific achievement, but one of profound philosophical exploration. Galileo taught us that the universe does not conform to our preconceptions, rather, it is through observation, through direct engagement with reality, that we begin to uncover the true nature of existence. Sagan, with his poetic vision, reminded us that the universe is not only comprehensible but also a source of deep wonder, a place where we are intimately connected to the stars, the planets, and to each other. As we look forward to the future of space exploration, it is clear that we are entering an age unlike any other in human history. For the first time, we have the technological means to reach beyond the gravitational pull of our home planet and explore other worlds. Mars, with its rocky deserts and frozen poles, is the most immediate target, but it is only the beginning. The outer planets, their moons, and the icy worlds at the edge of our solar system beckon us with their mysteries. Even beyond that, we glimpse exoplanets orbiting distant stars, worlds that may harbor conditions suitable for life, or even civilizations. The vision of becoming a multiplanetary species offers both incredible promise and tremendous responsibility. The challenges of establishing a human presence on Mars, for example, are immense. From surviving the harsh climate and radiation to creating sustainable habitats, the difficulties are not just technical, they are ethical and philosophical. How will we ensure that the first steps we take on another planet are ones guided by respect for the environment and for future generations? How do we make sure that the exploration and potential colonization of Mars, or any other planet, serves the common good of humanity and not just the interests of a few? As we explore new worlds, we must also keep in mind the lessons learned from our own planet. Earth, for all its diversity in life, is fragile. The same technology that allows us to explore space has also shown us the damage we have done to our environment. Climate change, habitat destruction, and resource depletion are all consequences of a worldview that too often prioritizes short-term gains over long-term sustainability. As we look to the stars, we must carry with us a new ethic, one that values the preservation of ecosystems, the careful use of resources, and a commitment to leaving a positive legacy for future generations. In this light, space exploration becomes not just a scientific endeavor, but a moral and ethical one. It is an opportunity to reflect on what kind of civilization we want to become. Will we be a species that expands into the cosmos with a sense of responsibility and care, or one that repeats the mistakes of the past, exploiting new worlds as we have exploited our own? This is a question that must guide every decision we make as we prepare to take our place among the stars. The search for extraterrestrial life, in particular, challenges us to expand our understanding of life itself. What if life exists in forms we cannot yet imagine, in environments that are extreme by Earth standards? The discovery of even microbial life elsewhere in the universe would be a groundbreaking moment, one that would force us to rethink biology, evolution, and our place in the cosmos. It would show us that life is not confined to the specific conditions of Earth, but is instead a fundamental part of the universe's story. More profoundly, what if we one day make contact with an intelligent extraterrestrial civilization? Such an encounter would be transformative, not only scientifically but also culturally and philosophically. How would we communicate with a species that evolved in a completely different environment, with different senses, languages, and ways of thinking? What ethical principles would guide our interactions with such beings, and what could we learn from them about the nature of intelligence, consciousness, and the universe itself? Carl Sagan often spoke of the need for humility in the search for extraterrestrial life. He reminded us that humanity, though intelligent, is not necessarily the pinnacle of evolution. We may be one of many forms of life in the universe, each with its own perspective on existence. Contact with another civilization would challenge many of our assumptions about what it means to be intelligent, to be alive, and to be connected to the cosmos. It would force us to approach the universe with open minds and open hearts, ready to learn from others and to redefine our place in the grand tapestry of existence. But even if we do not find intelligent life, the search itself remains valuable. It forces us to look at Earth and appreciate the miracle of life that exists here. In the vast, cold, and empty reaches of space, Earth is a haven, a place where life has flourished in countless forms. The more we explore the cosmos, the more we realize how rare and precious life truly is. This understanding should inspire us to protect and nurture the ecosystems of our own planet, to ensure that future generations inherit a world where life can continue to thrive. The future of space exploration will not only change our understanding of the universe, but it will also change us. As we venture into the cosmos, we will be forced to confront new challenges, new perspectives, and new possibilities. We will need to develop new ways of thinking about governance, about community, and about the shared responsibility we have for the future of humanity. The first human colonies on Mars, or perhaps on the moons of Jupiter or Saturn, will not just be outposts of science, they will be the beginnings of new human societies. How we choose to shape those societies will reflect the values we carry with us from Earth. Will we build a future based on cooperation, inclusivity, and sustainability? Or will we allow the divisions that have plagued us on Earth to follow us into space? These are the questions we must answer as we prepare for the next phase of human exploration. The decisions we make today will have consequences that ripple across the centuries and millennia, shaping not only our own future but the future of all life in the universe. In the end, the exploration of space is not just about looking outward, it is about looking inward. The cosmos challenges us to think about who we are, where we come from, and what kind of future we want to create. It invites us to consider the long-term consequences of our actions and to embrace a sense of responsibility that extends beyond the boundaries of our own planet. The stars, though distant, call to us not just as explorers, but as stewards of life and as custodians of knowledge. Galileo's telescope opened the door to the universe, and Carl Sagan showed us how to walk through that door with wonder and humility. Now, it is our turn to continue the journey. As we explore the farthest reaches of the cosmos, we must do so with a deep sense of reverence for the universe and for the life it contains. The stars are waiting, and the answers to the greatest mysteries of existence lie among them. But those answers will only reveal themselves to those who approach with curiosity, compassion, and a commitment to the common good. The universe is vast, and its mysteries are infinite. Yet, in our exploration of the cosmos, we are not just seeking to understand the stars and galaxies, we are seeking to understand ourselves. Every new discovery brings us closer to the realization that we are part of something much larger, much more interconnected, and much more beautiful than we ever imagined. The journey ahead is long, but it is one filled with wonder, hope, and the promise of endless discovery. Let us continue to look to the stars, not just as scientists or explorers, but as human beings, capable of great things, driven by a desire to understand the universe and our place within it. The cosmos is calling, and as long as we continue to listen, to ask questions, and to seek the truth, the journey will never truly end. As we stand at the brink of this extraordinary journey through the cosmos, we are reminded that the vastness of space is not just a physical expanse but also a profound metaphor for the potential of the human spirit. The exploration of space is ultimately a reflection of our own search for meaning, connection, and purpose in a universe that is as mysterious as it is magnificent. Every new discovery, from the moons of Jupiter to the potential signs of life on distant exoplanets, is a reminder that the universe is filled with possibilities we have yet to imagine. But just as important as the scientific breakthroughs are the philosophical and ethical questions that arise with each step we take. Galileo's courage to challenge the accepted worldview sparked a revolution in thought that continues to shape the way we see the universe today. He proved that the cosmos did not revolve around us, but in doing so, he opened the door to a greater, more humbling understanding, that we are part of something far grander than ourselves. And as we continue to explore that grandness, we must embrace the lessons of humility, cooperation, and curiosity that come with it. For while the universe may seem indifferent to our existence, we are, as Carl Sagan so eloquently put it, a way for the cosmos to know itself. In this sense, the exploration of space is not just about the stars, it's about us. As we prepare to take the next great leaps in space exploration, we must acknowledge that we are at a crossroads in history. The decisions we make now, about how we explore, what we prioritize, and how we manage the ethical challenges ahead, will have profound implications for the future of humanity and for the universe we seek to understand. Will we approach the cosmos with a spirit of stewardship and care, or will we allow the same patterns of exploitation and short-sightedness that have plagued us on Earth to shape our presence in space? The answers to these questions will define not only the success of our spacefaring endeavors but also the kind of legacy we leave for future generations. One of the most pressing ethical challenges we face as we move deeper into space is the responsibility we have to the environments we encounter. Mars, with its barren landscapes and harsh climate, may seem inhospitable, but it is a world with its own history and potential. If life ever existed on Mars, or if it exists now in some hidden form, how do we explore responsibly? How do we balance the need for scientific discovery with the moral imperative to protect potential ecosystems, no matter how simple or alien they may be? These questions extend beyond Mars to other moons, planets, and celestial bodies we may one day explore. Moreover, as we develop the technologies needed to establish human colonies on Mars or beyond, we must also consider the societal structures that will support these new communities. Space colonies will not just be scientific outposts, they will be human societies, shaped by the same hopes, dreams, and challenges that have defined human civilization on Earth. How will we govern these new worlds? How will we ensure that they are inclusive, just, and sustainable? The choices we make in this regard will set the tone for the future of humanity's presence in the cosmos. In many ways, the colonization of other planets offers us an opportunity to reimagine what human societies can be. Freed from the constraints of history and geography, we have the chance to build new communities that reflect our highest ideals, communities based on cooperation, mutual respect, and a deep commitment to sustainability. But this will only happen if we approach the task with intentionality and foresight. We cannot afford to bring the divisions and inequities of Earth into the new worlds we hope to inhabit. Instead, we must see space exploration as a chance to create something better, something more aligned with the values of unity and respect for life that the cosmos inspires in us. The search for extraterrestrial life continues to captivate the imagination of scientists and the public alike. Each new discovery of a potentially habitable exoplanet, each new mission to explore the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, brings us closer to answering one of the most profound questions of all: are we alone in the universe? The implications of finding life elsewhere, whether microbial or intelligent, would be staggering. It would forever change our understanding of biology, evolution, and the nature of existence. But even if we do not find life, the search itself reminds us of the fragility and preciousness of life on Earth. If we are alone, if Earth is the only cradle of life in a universe of unfathomable size and age, then the responsibility to protect our planet becomes all the more urgent. The more we explore the cosmos, the more we are reminded of how unique and rare Earth is. Our small, blue planet is an oasis in a vast, cold, and indifferent universe. It is the only place we know of where life has flourished in such abundance and diversity, and that makes it worth fighting for. The cosmic perspective reminds us that, in the end, all of our struggles, all of our triumphs, are taking place on a fragile world that needs our care and attention. Space exploration also challenges us to think about time in new ways. The light we see from distant stars has traveled for millions or even billions of years before reaching our eyes. In many ways, when we look at the stars, we are looking into the past, seeing the universe as it was long before Earth even existed. This understanding of deep time, of the vast scales of cosmic history, forces us to confront the fleeting nature of our own existence. But it also gives us hope, for it shows us that life, and the universe itself, is always evolving, always changing. The future is full of possibilities that we cannot yet foresee, but that we have the power to shape through our actions. In the coming decades, humanity will likely make some of the most significant advances in space exploration since the Apollo missions. We will send humans to Mars, develop new propulsion systems that could take us beyond the solar system, and continue to search for signs of life on distant worlds. Each of these achievements will bring us closer to understanding the true nature of the universe and our place within it. But along with these technical achievements, we must also grow in wisdom, compassion, and foresight. The decisions we make today will reverberate through the ages, influencing the future not just of humanity but of all life in the universe. As we venture into the stars, we must remember that we are not just explorers, we are also caretakers of the cosmos. The universe, for all its beauty and wonder, is a delicate balance of forces, a place where life, at least as we know it, is rare and precious. We must approach it with humility and reverence, recognizing that our actions have consequences that reach far beyond ourselves. Carl Sagan once said, "For small creatures such as we, the vastness is bearable only through love." This love is not just for each other, but for the universe itself, for the stars, the planets, the galaxies, and the life that may exist beyond our reach. It is a love rooted in curiosity, in wonder, and in the recognition that we are part of something far greater than ourselves. So, as we continue this journey, let us do so with a sense of awe and responsibility. Let us remember that the cosmos is not just a destination, it is a mirror, reflecting back to us the values we hold and the choices we make. The universe is waiting to be explored, but the true measure of our success will not be in how far we travel or how much we discover, but in how we treat the worlds we encounter, and how we use the knowledge we gain to create a better future for all. The stars may seem distant, but they are within our reach. The answers to the greatest mysteries of existence are out there, waiting for us to find them. But those answers, like the stars themselves, are only visible to those who are willing to look with open eyes, open minds, and open hearts. The journey has just begun, and the possibilities are endless. As long as we continue to explore with curiosity, compassion, and a commitment to the common good, the cosmos will reveal its secrets to us, and in doing so, help us discover the true nature of our own humanity. As we continue this profound journey into the cosmos, we realize that space exploration is not just about venturing into the unknown for the sake of discovery, but also about deepening our understanding of ourselves, our world, and the very essence of life. Each new mission, every data point collected from distant worlds, serves as a testament to the collective human spirit, a spirit driven by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and a boundless capacity for wonder. But with this great journey comes an even greater responsibility, one that requires us to approach the universe with both humility and foresight. The next chapter of human exploration will take us to new worlds, beginning with Mars. For decades, Mars has stood as a symbol of possibility, a place where human ingenuity can be tested against the harshest of conditions. The red planet is a harsh and unforgiving environment, with its thin atmosphere and cold, arid surface, but it is also a place of potential, a world that may one day host the first off-Earth human settlements. Our efforts to colonize Mars represent a monumental step in human history, one that will define the future of our species for centuries to come. Yet, as we make these bold moves toward becoming an interplanetary species, we must ask ourselves, what kind of legacy will we create? How will we shape the future of human civilization in space? Mars offers us the chance to build a new society from the ground up, free from the constraints of history and geography. But it is essential that we do not simply replicate the mistakes of the past. Instead, we must seize this opportunity to create something better, communities that reflect our highest ideals, grounded in cooperation, equity, and sustainability. The establishment of human colonies on Mars will require a level of international cooperation and collaboration that transcends political and cultural boundaries. Space exploration has always been a unifying endeavor, with scientists and engineers from around the world working together to achieve what was once thought impossible. The International Space Station is a prime example of how collaboration between nations can lead to remarkable achievements, and it serves as a model for how we must approach the colonization of other planets. Mars should not belong to any one nation or corporation, but to all of humanity, a shared frontier where the best of human potential can flourish. At the same time, the colonization of Mars raises important ethical questions about our relationship with the planet itself. Mars may seem barren and lifeless, but we cannot assume that this will always be the case. If there is even the slightest chance that microbial life exists on Mars, we must proceed with caution. The discovery of life, no matter how primitive, would be one of the most significant scientific breakthroughs in human history. It would challenge our understanding of biology, evolution, and the origins of life on Earth. But more than that, it would force us to reconsider our responsibilities as stewards of the universe. How do we ensure that our presence on Mars does not harm any existing ecosystems, no matter how small or fragile? How do we balance our desire to explore with our moral obligation to protect? These questions are not limited to Mars. As we extend our reach further into the solar system and beyond, we will encounter other worlds, moons, asteroids, and perhaps even planets with their own forms of life. Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, is thought to have a vast ocean beneath its icy surface, and some scientists believe it could harbor life. Similarly, Enceladus, a moon of Saturn, has geysers that spew water from its subsurface ocean into space. These are places of immense scientific interest, but they are also places where we must tread carefully. The search for life is not just a scientific pursuit, it is a moral one. Even if we do not find life elsewhere in the solar system, the lessons we learn from exploring these worlds will have profound implications for how we think about life on Earth. The more we study other planets, the more we understand the unique conditions that make life possible on our own. We learn that Earth's biosphere, its atmosphere, oceans, and ecosystems, is incredibly delicate, finely balanced over billions of years. The more we understand the fragility of life, the more we are reminded of our duty to protect it. The search for extraterrestrial life also brings with it a sense of cosmic connectedness. If we find that life has evolved elsewhere in the universe, it will underscore the idea that we are not alone, that life is a phenomenon that transcends Earth, woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. This discovery would be one of the most transformative moments in human history, prompting us to reconsider our place in the universe and the meaning of existence itself. What would it mean for humanity if we were to find intelligent life? How would it change the way we think about our own civilization, our values, and our future? Carl Sagan often speculated about what it would be like to encounter another intelligent species. He envisioned such encounters not as a confrontation, but as an opportunity for learning, for mutual respect, and for the exchange of knowledge. If we are ever fortunate enough to make contact with another civilization, we must approach that moment with humility and openness. The diversity of life on Earth shows us that intelligence and consciousness can take many forms, and we must be prepared for the possibility that extraterrestrial life may challenge many of our assumptions about what it means to be alive, to be sentient, and to be connected to the cosmos. But even if we never find life beyond Earth, the search itself will continue to inspire us to think more deeply about our own existence. The vastness of space reminds us of the incredible rarity and preciousness of life on our planet. In the face of the cold and empty expanse of the universe, Earth stands as a sanctuary, a place where life has flourished in extraordinary diversity. The more we explore the cosmos, the more we realize how special Earth truly is, and the more committed we must become to preserving its ecosystems for future generations. As we move forward into this new era of exploration, we must do so with a renewed sense of purpose and responsibility. The cosmos calls us to dream big, to push the boundaries of what we know and what we are capable of achieving. But it also calls us to reflect on the kind of future we want to create. Will we be a species that spreads life and knowledge across the stars, or will we be a species that repeats the mistakes of the past, prioritizing short-term gains over long-term sustainability? The choices we make now will define the future of space exploration and, in many ways, the future of humanity itself. As we develop the technologies to explore and inhabit other worlds, we must also cultivate the wisdom to use those technologies responsibly. We must learn to see the cosmos not as a resource to be exploited, but as a place of wonder, where life, whether on Earth or elsewhere, deserves to be nurtured and protected. The stars, as distant as they may seem, are within our reach. But as we continue to explore the universe, we must also remember that the answers we seek are not just out there among the stars, they are within us. The journey to the stars is as much an inner journey as it is an outer one. It challenges us to think about who we are, where we come from, and what kind of future we want to build. It invites us to reflect on the values that define us as a species: curiosity, compassion, responsibility, and to carry those values with us as we explore the farthest reaches of space. Galileo's telescope showed us that the universe is far more vast and complex than we ever imagined. Carl Sagan taught us that our place in the universe is not defined by our smallness, but by our ability to reflect on the cosmos and our role within it. Now, it is up to us to continue that legacy, to explore with humility, and to ensure that our actions, both on Earth and in space, reflect the best of what humanity can be. The cosmos is calling, and the journey ahead is full of wonder, challenge, and opportunity. Let us move forward with curiosity and courage, knowing that the true measure of our success will not be in how far we travel, but in how we grow, learn, and care for the universe and all it contains. The stars await, and as long as we continue to ask questions and seek truth, we will find that the greatest discoveries are not just about the universe, they are about ourselves. As we press on into the cosmic expanse, the adventure ahead becomes more than just a pursuit of scientific and technological milestones. It is a quest that fundamentally transforms how we see ourselves, our world, and our role in the universe. With every rocket launched, every rover deployed, and every signal sent out into the darkness, we are reminded that space exploration is as much an internal journey as it is an external one. It demands not only the finest in human innovation but also the deepest reflections on our ethics, our responsibilities, and the legacy we are shaping for future generations. Mars, that tantalizing red neighbor, will likely be the first chapter of humanity's life on another world. Already, robots traverse its surface, sending back data that deepens our understanding of its ancient rivers, mountains, and perhaps even the faint traces of life long extinguished. But soon, humans will follow, and Mars will be transformed from a distant target into a new frontier. This will mark the first time that we take a step beyond Earth with the aim of building a lasting presence elsewhere. But how we choose to build will shape not just the Martian colonies but the future of all human endeavors in space. We must ask ourselves, what kind of civilization do we want to create on Mars? The chance to start fresh on a new planet offers an unprecedented opportunity to learn from the lessons of our history on Earth. On Mars, we can build cities designed with sustainability in mind from the very start. We can establish societies where cooperation, equity, and stewardship of the environment are central values, rather than afterthoughts. But this won't happen automatically. It will require intentional choices, foresight, and the willingness to prioritize long-term survival over short-term gains. Mars is often seen as a blank slate, but it is also an ancient world with its own geological history, and possibly, a biological one. If life ever existed there, even in its simplest forms, then the ethical implications of colonizing Mars become even more complex. Do we have the right to terraform Mars, to alter its atmosphere and surface in ways that suit our needs? If there are microbial ecosystems, how do we ensure that they are preserved or at least studied before we make irreversible changes? These questions must guide our actions, as they reflect not only our respect for Mars but our respect for the very notion of life in the universe. But Mars is just the beginning. The outer solar system holds even more tantalizing possibilities for exploration and discovery. Jupiter's moon Europa, with its vast subsurface ocean, is one of the most promising candidates for extraterrestrial life in our solar system. Beneath its icy shell, liquid water interacts with the moon's rocky core, creating the potential for the kinds of chemical reactions that may give rise to life. Missions to explore Europa and other icy moons, like Enceladus, could one day uncover the profound truth that life exists beyond Earth, not as intelligent civilizations, perhaps, but as simple organisms that challenge everything we thought we knew about biology. If we discover life elsewhere, it will fundamentally change how we view ourselves and the universe. It will remind us that life is not a rare and isolated phenomenon but something that the universe itself fosters, under the right conditions. This knowledge would deepen our appreciation of Earth's ecosystems, emphasizing just how miraculous and fragile life is here, too. The search for extraterrestrial life is a search not just for connection, but for context. Whether or not we are alone in the cosmos has profound implications for our understanding of existence, consciousness, and purpose. Carl Sagan famously reminded us that the exploration of the universe requires humility. We are a young species, still learning, still growing, and still struggling with our own limitations and challenges. If we are to one day encounter intelligent life, or even simple organisms on another planet, we must approach such discoveries with a sense of reverence and openness. What we find may challenge our assumptions about intelligence, culture, and what it means to be alive. We must be ready to learn from other forms of life and to embrace the diversity of experiences that the cosmos might offer. Even if we do not find life elsewhere, the act of searching reveals much about ourselves. The vastness of the universe, with its billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars, reminds us of the fleeting nature of human life in the context of cosmic time. But it also reminds us of the incredible gift we have been given, the gift of consciousness, of being able to look out at the universe and ask questions about it. The ability to wonder, to explore, to seek meaning, these are the qualities that make us truly human. They are the driving force behind space exploration and the essence of our curiosity. As we push further into space, we are also redefining what it means to be human. The technologies we develop for space exploration, whether they are advanced propulsion systems, life support technologies, or artificial intelligence, are not just tools for exploration. They are reshaping our relationship with technology, with each other, and with the planet. The innovations needed to survive on Mars or in deep space will undoubtedly have far-reaching impacts on life on Earth. Already, space technologies have transformed fields as diverse as medicine, communications, and environmental science. In many ways, the challenges of space exploration are forcing us to become more innovative, more resilient, and more sustainable. But alongside these advancements, we must also grow in wisdom. As we develop the capacity to explore and potentially colonize other planets, we must do so with a deep sense of responsibility. The universe may seem infinite, but our resources, both on Earth and in space, are not. We must prioritize sustainability in all our endeavors, ensuring that we do not repeat the mistakes of environmental degradation that have occurred on Earth. The very act of exploring space should inspire us to be better stewards of our home planet, to protect the delicate balance of life here as we look for life elsewhere. Space exploration also challenges us to reconsider how we govern ourselves. The establishment of human colonies on Mars, or perhaps one day on the moons of Jupiter or Saturn, will require new forms of governance that reflect the unique challenges of living in space. These colonies will need to be self-sustaining, resilient, and adaptable. They will also need to be inclusive, ensuring that the benefits of space exploration are shared equitably among all of humanity, not just a select few. Space governance will likely be one of the most important discussions of the coming century, as we seek to balance national interests with the shared goal of exploring the cosmos for the good of all. The dream of interstellar travel may seem distant, but it is no longer purely the stuff of science fiction. As we continue to develop new technologies, it is possible that one day we will send missions to other star systems, in search of new worlds to explore. Projects like Breakthrough Starshot, which aim to send tiny spacecraft to the nearest star system, Alpha Centauri, are already laying the groundwork for interstellar exploration. The idea of traveling to other stars raises even more profound questions about the future of humanity. What will it mean to explore new solar systems, to encounter planets that orbit other stars? How will we relate to these distant worlds, and what will we learn from them? The future of space exploration is limitless, but it is also shaped by the values we choose to uphold. Will we explore the universe with a spirit of curiosity, respect, and cooperation, or will we allow the darker aspects of human nature, greed, division, and exploitation, to follow us into the stars? These are the questions that will define the next era of human exploration. Ultimately, the journey through the cosmos is a journey toward self-awareness. The stars, as distant as they may seem, offer us a mirror in which we can see ourselves more clearly. They remind us of our smallness in the grand scheme of things, but also of our potential to achieve greatness. The universe is not just a backdrop to our lives, it is the stage on which the drama of existence unfolds. And as we continue to explore that stage, we must do so with a sense of wonder, a sense of responsibility, and a deep commitment to the future of life. The cosmos awaits us, but the journey is far from over. With each new discovery, each new mission, we are taking another step toward understanding the greatest mysteries of existence. We are reaching for the stars, not just to explore the unknown, but to discover who we are, where we come from, and where we are going. The universe is full of possibilities, and as long as we continue to ask questions, to seek knowledge, and to act with compassion, the adventure will never truly end. The stars call us forward, and as we answer that call, we are reminded that the true beauty of the cosmos lies not just in its vastness but in its ability to inspire us to grow, to learn, and to care for the world and the universe around us. The future is vast, and the possibilities are endless. Let us continue the journey, with open minds, open hearts, and the understanding that the cosmos is not just a place we explore, but a place we belong to. As we continue our journey into the cosmos, we are called not only to explore its mysteries but to confront the deeper implications of what it means to live in a universe so vast, so ancient, and so full of possibilities. The act of exploration itself is an expression of what it means to be human, our innate curiosity, our desire to understand the unknown, and our drive to push beyond the limits of our current knowledge. Yet, the further we venture into space, the more we must reflect on the ethical, philosophical, and existential questions that arise from this grand adventure. The exploration of Mars, while a monumental achievement, is only the first step in what could be a much longer journey toward becoming an interplanetary species. Our ability to live and thrive on Mars will depend not only on our technological prowess but also on our ability to adapt socially, culturally, and ethically to a new world. What values will we bring with us as we settle on another planet? How will we create a society that is resilient in the face of the unique challenges that life on Mars will present? These are questions that require careful consideration, for the decisions we make on Mars will set the precedent for how we approach the exploration and colonization of other worlds. Building a sustainable presence on Mars will be one of the greatest tests of human ingenuity and cooperation. We will need to develop new technologies for life support, agriculture, and energy production, technologies that are not only efficient but also environmentally conscious. The lessons we learn from creating self-sustaining colonies on Mars will have profound implications for how we address similar challenges on Earth. Just as the harsh environment of Mars will force us to innovate in ways that promote sustainability, so too can these innovations be applied to our efforts to protect and preserve the ecosystems of our home planet. Yet, the ethical dimensions of colonizing another planet go beyond technology. If we discover that Mars once harbored life, or if we find signs of microbial life today, we will be faced with difficult moral questions. What is our responsibility toward that life, however simple or primitive it may be? Should we alter the Martian environment to suit human needs if doing so could harm native organisms, even at a microscopic level? These questions are not just scientific, they are deeply ethical and philosophical, and they require us to think about our place in the universe in a new way. For as we seek to expand human presence beyond Earth, we must also grapple with the idea that life, in all its forms, is sacred and worthy of protection. Beyond Mars, the outer reaches of our solar system hold even more intriguing possibilities. The icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, Europa, Ganymede, and Enceladus, are thought to have vast subsurface oceans that could potentially harbor life. These moons are among the most promising places in our solar system to search for extraterrestrial life, and missions to explore them will be critical to our understanding of biology beyond Earth. But as we send probes to these distant worlds, we must do so with care, ensuring that we do not contaminate these pristine environments. The possibility of discovering life in the subsurface oceans of these moons would revolutionize our understanding of the conditions necessary for life, but it would also require us to rethink how we explore and interact with other worlds. The search for life on distant worlds is part of a larger quest to answer one of the most profound questions we can ask: are we alone in the universe? The discovery of life beyond Earth would not only change our understanding of biology and evolution, but it would also force us to reconsider our place in the cosmos. If life is common in the universe, it would suggest that the forces that gave rise to life on Earth are not unique but are instead part of the natural processes that shape the cosmos. This realization would deepen our sense of connection to the universe, reminding us that we are part of a much larger story, one that spans galaxies and eons. But even if we do not find life elsewhere, the search itself is valuable. The act of looking for life beyond Earth forces us to reflect on the nature of life here. It reminds us that the conditions that allow life to thrive on Earth are incredibly rare and fragile. In a universe that is mostly empty, cold, and hostile to life, Earth stands as an oasis, a world where the delicate balance of ecosystems has allowed life to flourish in all its diversity. This understanding should inspire us to protect and cherish our planet, for it may be the only one we ever find that can sustain life as we know it. Carl Sagan's vision of the pale blue dot continues to resonate as a powerful reminder of the fragility and unity of life on Earth. From space, the divisions that separate us, nations, ideologies, and cultures, fade into insignificance. The Earth, when seen from the vast distances of the cosmos, is a small, delicate world, vulnerable to the forces that govern both the universe and human behavior. This perspective encourages us to think beyond our immediate concerns and to consider the long-term future of life on Earth. It calls on us to act with responsibility, not only toward the planet but toward each other. The future of space exploration will bring humanity into contact with challenges and opportunities that we can barely imagine today. As we explore beyond the boundaries of our solar system, sending missions to nearby star systems like Alpha Centauri, we will push the limits of what is possible. The idea of interstellar travel, once confined to the realm of science fiction, is now being seriously considered by scientists and engineers. While the challenges are immense, requiring breakthroughs in propulsion, energy, and materials science, there is a growing sense that one day, we may send probes or even crewed missions to other stars. The discovery of exoplanets in the habitable zones of distant stars has only heightened the sense of possibility. These exoplanets, which may have conditions suitable for life, offer tantalizing targets for future exploration. As we develop the ability to study these distant worlds in greater detail, we may one day find that life exists beyond our solar system, perhaps in forms we have never imagined. The search for life on exoplanets is not just about finding other civilizations, it is about understanding the fundamental nature of life itself, and whether the universe is teeming with life or if Earth is truly unique. The possibility of making contact with intelligent extraterrestrial civilizations is one of the most profound questions facing humanity. If we were to receive a signal from a distant civilization, it would change everything: our understanding of ourselves, our place in the universe, and our future. Such a discovery would raise questions about communication, ethics, and cooperation on a cosmic scale. What would we say to an extraterrestrial civilization? How would we bridge the vast distances of space and the even greater distances of culture and experience? And what would we learn from them about the nature of intelligence, consciousness, and existence? Carl Sagan's optimism about the potential for contact with other civilizations was always tempered by a sense of caution. He understood that the universe is vast, and that civilizations, like stars, may rise and fall. If we ever make contact with another civilization, it is likely to be far older and more advanced than our own, and we must approach such an encounter with humility and an open mind. But even if we never make contact, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence reminds us that we are part of a universe that is far larger and more mysterious than we can comprehend. As we continue to explore the cosmos, we are not just seeking knowledge about the stars and planets, we are seeking a deeper understanding of what it means to be human. The journey through space is a journey of self-discovery, one that challenges us to think about our values, our responsibilities, and our future. It asks us to consider what kind of civilization we want to become and how we can ensure that the choices we make today lead to a better future for all. The stars are calling, and the universe is waiting to be explored. But as we continue this journey, let us remember that the true measure of our success will not be found in how far we travel or how much we discover, but in how we grow as a species, how we learn to care for our planet, how we treat the life we encounter, and how we use the knowledge we gain to build a future that reflects the best of what humanity can be. The cosmos is vast, but so too is the potential of the human spirit. The future of space exploration holds endless possibilities, and as long as we approach it with curiosity, humility, and a commitment to the common good, the journey will continue to inspire, to challenge, and to reveal the deepest truths about ourselves and the universe we call home. The stars await, and as we reach for them, we are reminded that the greatest adventure is not just in exploring the universe, but in discovering the boundless potential within ourselves. As we stand on the threshold of a new era in space exploration, the promise of the cosmos feels closer than ever before. Yet, as we stretch toward the stars, we are reminded that this journey is about more than just technological achievement, it is about the unfolding of the human spirit, a spirit that seeks connection, understanding, and a sense of purpose. The journey through the universe is, at its heart, a reflection of our deepest aspirations, our most profound questions, and our unyielding desire to know who we are and what role we play in this vast, enigmatic expanse. Mars will soon become a living symbol of this aspiration. The challenges of settling a world that has lain barren for billions of years are immense, but the potential rewards are even greater. Mars represents the beginning of our steps into the universe, not as fleeting visitors, but as long-term residents of space. Establishing human colonies on Mars will test our ingenuity, resilience, and capacity for cooperation in ways we have never experienced before. It will also require us to reconsider what it means to be human when we are no longer bound to Earth. How will life on Mars shape our sense of identity? How will it affect our culture, our relationships, and our understanding of community? The answers to these questions will come not from technology alone, but from our ability to adapt, to grow, and to think beyond the limitations of our past. Mars offers us the chance to build a new kind of society, one that reflects the best of human ideals. It is an opportunity to create a future where sustainability, equity, and cooperation are at the forefront of our efforts. But this will require intentional planning, foresight, and a commitment to learning from the mistakes we have made on Earth. On Mars, we will have the opportunity to implement technologies and systems that prioritize the long-term health of the environment and the well-being of its inhabitants. In doing so, we can set a precedent for future space colonies, ensuring that the values we carry with us into the cosmos reflect a deep respect for life, for the environment, and for each other. However, as we build new societies on Mars and other worlds, we must be mindful of the ethical challenges that come with colonization. If Mars is home to any form of life, no matter how simple, we have a responsibility to protect it. The discovery of even microbial life on Mars would be a profound moment in human history, one that would force us to reconsider our relationship with the universe and the sanctity of life itself. How we choose to interact with that life, whether we seek to preserve it, study it, or ignore it, will speak volumes about our ethical maturity as a species. The same considerations apply as we explore the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, where the possibility of life in subsurface oceans presents an incredible scientific and moral opportunity. Europa, Enceladus, and other icy moons may harbor the conditions necessary for life beneath their frozen surfaces. If we discover life in these environments, we will be faced with the responsibility of ensuring that our exploration does not disrupt these ecosystems. This will require us to develop new approaches to planetary protection, approaches that prioritize the preservation of life, even in the most extreme and alien environments. The search for extraterrestrial life, whether on Mars, Europa, or distant exoplanets, is not just about finding new organisms, it is about understanding the broader context of life in the universe. If we discover that life exists elsewhere, it will deepen our understanding of the forces that shape life and the conditions that allow it to thrive. It will also expand our sense of kinship, reminding us that we are not alone in the universe. Even if we find only microbial life, the knowledge that life exists beyond Earth would have profound implications for our understanding of biology, evolution, and the potential for life to arise in a wide range of environments. But if we are truly fortunate, we may one day encounter intelligent life. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, has long captured the imagination of scientists and the public alike. The idea that there could be civilizations beyond our own, perhaps far more advanced, perhaps at different stages of development, raises questions that are as old as humanity itself. What would we learn from another civilization? How would it change our understanding of ourselves, our place in the universe, and the meaning of intelligence? Carl Sagan, one of the most passionate advocates for SETI, believed that contact with another intelligent species would be one of the most transformative events in human history. Such an encounter would challenge our assumptions about culture, technology, and consciousness, and it would offer us a new perspective on what it means to be intelligent beings in a universe filled with mysteries. If we ever make contact with an extraterrestrial civilization, we must approach that moment with humility, curiosity, and a willingness to learn. The differences between our species and theirs may be vast, but the search for understanding is universal. In that search, we may find common ground, an opportunity for dialogue that transcends the boundaries of space, time, and culture. Even if we never find intelligent life, the act of searching teaches us something profound about ourselves. The effort we put into looking for life elsewhere, into exploring distant planets and sending signals out into the cosmos, speaks to our desire for connection, for a sense that we are part of something greater than ourselves. Whether or not we ever receive a response, the search itself is a testament to the human spirit. It is an acknowledgement that we are not content with isolation, that we are driven by a need to explore, to discover, and to understand. The exploration of space also challenges us to think about the future of humanity. As we push deeper into the cosmos, we must ask ourselves what kind of species we want to become. Will we continue to allow division, conflict, and short-term thinking to dictate our actions, or will we embrace the opportunity to build a future that reflects our highest ideals? Space offers us a new frontier, one where we can experiment with new forms of governance, new economic systems, and new ways of living. But it also forces us to confront the ethical implications of our actions, how we treat other worlds, how we interact with potential extraterrestrial life, and how we ensure that the benefits of space exploration are shared by all. The development of space governance will be one of the defining challenges of the coming century. As we establish colonies on Mars, build habitats in orbit, and send missions to explore the outer planets, we will need to create systems of law and governance that reflect the unique challenges of living in space. These systems must prioritize cooperation, sustainability, and equity, ensuring that space is not just a playground for the wealthy or a battleground for competing nations. Instead, space must be treated as a shared resource, a place where humanity can work together to achieve goals that benefit all of us. The technologies that we develop for space exploration will also have a profound impact on life on Earth. The innovations required to survive in the harsh environments of Mars or the moons of Jupiter will drive advancements in fields such as renewable energy, agriculture, and medical technology. Already, space technologies have improved our ability to monitor the Earth's climate, manage resources, and respond to natural disasters. As we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible in space, we will bring back knowledge and tools that can help us solve some of the most pressing problems facing our planet. In many ways, the journey through the cosmos is a mirror of our journey here on Earth. The challenges we face in space, building sustainable habitats, ensuring access to resources, and protecting the environment, are the same challenges we face at home. The lessons we learn from space exploration can guide us in addressing these challenges, helping us create a future that is not only technologically advanced but also socially and environmentally sustainable. As we continue this great journey, we must remain mindful of the fact that space exploration is not just about technology or science, it is about the human spirit. It is about our desire to understand the universe and our place within it. It is about the questions we ask, the values we hold, and the future we want to create. The cosmos, for all its vastness, offers us an opportunity to reflect on what it means to be alive, to be conscious, and to be connected to something larger than ourselves. The stars are calling, and the universe is waiting to be explored. But as we reach for the stars, let us do so with humility, with respect for the worlds we encounter, and with a deep commitment to the common good. The future of space exploration is not just about how far we can travel or how much we can discover, it is about how we can grow as a species, how we can use the knowledge we gain to build a better future for all, and how we can ensure that the legacy we leave behind is one of curiosity, compassion, and care for the universe and each other. The journey ahead is long, but it is one filled with wonder, possibility, and endless discovery. As we continue to explore the cosmos, we will find that the greatest mysteries are not just out there among the stars, but within ourselves. And as long as we continue to ask questions, to seek understanding, and to reach for the unknown, the journey will never truly end. The stars await, and as we answer their call, we will come to realize that the universe is not just a place we explore, it is a place we belong to, and it is a place that belongs to us all. As we continue this journey through the cosmos, the horizon expands infinitely before us. Each step forward brings new discoveries, not only about the physical universe but about our collective place within it. The exploration of space is as much a spiritual and existential quest as it is a scientific one. It calls on us to reflect on what it means to be human in a universe that stretches beyond comprehension, and it challenges us to rise to the occasion of being responsible stewards of this vast unknown. The endeavor to explore Mars, which once seemed like an unreachable dream, is now within our grasp. But Mars is only the beginning. Our ambitions will extend beyond, to the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, to asteroids that may harbor untapped resources, and perhaps one day, to exoplanets in distant solar systems. Each new milestone will test our resolve, ingenuity, and commitment to the ideals that have long fueled human exploration, the pursuit of knowledge, the advancement of civilization, and the unquenchable thirst to understand our place in the cosmos. With every rover that scours the Martian surface, with every satellite that images distant stars, we are collecting data not just for the sake of discovery but to gain insight into the nature of existence itself. Mars, with its ancient riverbeds and dry lakes, may offer clues to how life arose on Earth and whether life could exist elsewhere in the universe. The study of astrobiology, born from the search for life beyond Earth, is pushing the boundaries of what we know about biology, chemistry, and the conditions that make life possible. Yet, even as we prepare to send humans to Mars and explore the moons of the outer solar system, we must acknowledge that these new frontiers are not without challenges, both technological and ethical. The technical challenges, building habitats that can withstand Martian dust storms, developing sustainable food sources, and protecting astronauts from cosmic radiation, are monumental, but solvable with time, innovation, and collaboration. The ethical challenges, however, require us to look deeper into the values we hold and the legacy we wish to leave behind. One of the most profound ethical questions we face is how we treat the environments we encounter. If life once existed on Mars, or if it still exists today, how do we explore the planet without harming its ecosystems, no matter how small or microbial they may be? The discovery of extraterrestrial life, even in its simplest forms, would be one of the most significant moments in human history. It would challenge our assumptions about biology, about the uniqueness of Earth, and about the prevalence of life in the universe. But it would also place an immense responsibility on us to protect that life. We must ask ourselves, what is our role as explorers in a universe that may harbor life in many forms? Similarly, the icy moons of Europa and Enceladus, with their vast subsurface oceans, present the tantalizing possibility of finding life in environments far different from our own. These worlds are among the most promising places in the solar system to search for extraterrestrial organisms, but they are also fragile environments that must be explored with care. We must develop methods of exploration that minimize the risk of contamination, ensuring that any discoveries we make are untainted by human interference. These are not just scientific concerns, they are moral imperatives. The search for life beyond Earth is not limited to our solar system. The discovery of exoplanets in the habitable zones of distant stars has opened up a new frontier in the search for life. With telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope, we are now able to study the atmospheres of these distant worlds, searching for the chemical signatures that may indicate the presence of life. The discovery of life on an exoplanet, even if it is microbial or simple, would have profound implications for our understanding of the universe and our place within it. It would suggest that life is not an isolated phenomenon, but a natural consequence of the processes that govern the cosmos. But what if we find more than just microbial life? What if, one day, we make contact with an intelligent extraterrestrial civilization? The idea of making contact with another intelligent species is both exhilarating and daunting. It raises profound questions about how we communicate, how we share knowledge, and how we ensure that such contact is peaceful and beneficial to both civilizations. Carl Sagan once remarked that the discovery of an extraterrestrial civilization would be like receiving the Encyclopedia Galactica, a treasure trove of knowledge that could revolutionize our understanding of science, technology, and the universe. Yet, it would also require us to approach such contact with humility, recognizing that the differences between our species and theirs may be vast, and that we have much to learn. In the absence of contact with intelligent extraterrestrial life, the very act of searching challenges us to reflect on the nature of intelligence, consciousness, and the universe itself. What does it mean to be intelligent in a universe that may be teeming with life, but where intelligence as we know it may be rare? How do we define our place in the cosmos if we are the only intelligent beings, or if we are one of many? These are questions that lie at the intersection of science, philosophy, and spirituality, and they will shape how we view ourselves and our future as a species. As we continue to explore space, we are also reminded of the fragility of life on Earth. The more we learn about other worlds, the more we realize how unique and precious Earth is. In a universe that is largely hostile to life, Earth stands out as a rare oasis, a world where life has flourished in extraordinary diversity. This understanding should inspire us to protect and preserve the ecosystems of our home planet. The challenges we face on Earth, climate change, environmental degradation, and the loss of biodiversity, are a reminder that our first responsibility is to care for the planet that sustains us. Space exploration can play a critical role in helping us address these challenges. The technologies we develop for space, whether they are advancements in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, or water purification, have the potential to improve life on Earth. Satellites already play a vital role in monitoring the health of our planet, providing data that helps us understand climate change, track deforestation, and predict natural disasters. As we continue to push the boundaries of space exploration, we will bring back knowledge and tools that can help us create a more sustainable future here at home. The exploration of space also offers us a chance to think about the future of humanity. As we establish colonies on Mars, build space stations in orbit, and explore the outer planets, we are not just expanding the frontiers of science, we are expanding the frontiers of human civilization. The societies we build in space will reflect our values, our ideals, and our hopes for the future. They will be shaped by the challenges of living in environments far different from Earth, but they will also offer us the opportunity to experiment with new forms of governance, new ways of organizing society, and new ways of thinking about our relationship with the universe. In many ways, space is the ultimate frontier, a place where the challenges of survival force us to think creatively, to collaborate across cultures and nations, and to develop technologies and systems that are resilient, adaptable, and sustainable. The lessons we learn from living and working in space can help us address the challenges we face on Earth, from resource management to conflict resolution. Space, with its vastness and its mysteries, calls on us to rise above our divisions and work together for the common good. At the heart of this great adventure is a sense of wonder, a deep appreciation for the beauty and complexity of the universe. The stars, the planets, the galaxies, they are not just objects of study, but sources of inspiration. They remind us of our capacity for curiosity, for imagination, and for asking the big questions: who are we? Where did we come from? Where are we going? The journey to answer these questions is what drives us to explore, to push the boundaries of what we know, and to seek out the unknown. As we move forward into this new era of exploration, let us do so with a sense of humility and responsibility. The cosmos is vast, and our place within it is small. But it is our curiosity, our ability to wonder, and our desire to understand that make us unique. The journey ahead will be long, and it will be filled with challenges we cannot yet foresee. But it will also be filled with discoveries that will change how we see the universe and ourselves. The stars are calling, and we are answering. With each step forward, we are not only exploring the cosmos, we are exploring the depths of the human spirit. We are discovering what it means to be part of a universe that is infinite in its possibilities, and we are realizing that the greatest adventure is not just out there among the stars, but within ourselves. As long as we continue to ask questions, to seek understanding, and to act with compassion and care for the worlds we encounter, the journey will never truly end. The cosmos is vast, and the future is full of promise. Let us move forward together, knowing that the universe belongs to us all, and that in exploring it, we are not just seeking answers, but discovering the boundless potential within ourselves. The stars await, and the greatest discoveries are still to come. As we move further into the cosmic unknown, the path before us becomes a reflection of our own evolution, both as individuals and as a species. The exploration of space is not simply about reaching new destinations or solving scientific puzzles, it is about confronting the very nature of existence. It invites us to stretch our imaginations beyond the confines of our world, to explore new realms of possibility, and to consider the profound implications of life, consciousness, and civilization on a galactic scale. Mars, with its red deserts and distant horizon, will soon become our testing ground for life beyond Earth. But more than a destination, it represents a turning point in human history. The act of colonizing another planet will challenge every aspect of our being, our science, our technology, our capacity for collaboration, and our ability to adapt. It will redefine what it means to be human, not only because we will be living on another world but because the experience of doing so will change our perception of life, community, and survival. The building of a colony on Mars will require extraordinary feats of engineering and innovation. We will need to create habitats that protect against the harsh elements, systems that can recycle air and water, and sources of energy that are reliable and sustainable. These are not just technical challenges, they are also tests of our ingenuity and resilience. But more than that, they will force us to consider the values we want to uphold as we expand into the universe. Will we create societies that reflect the lessons we have learned on Earth about equality, justice, and sustainability? Or will we allow old patterns of exploitation and division to take root on a new world? As we look toward Mars, we are reminded that the challenges of colonizing another planet are as much philosophical as they are practical. What kind of world do we want to create? How will we balance the needs of the colonists with the responsibility to preserve the Martian environment? If we find even the faintest traces of microbial life on Mars, we will have to confront the ethical question of whether we have the right to alter that environment for human habitation. These questions demand that we approach the colonization of Mars not just as explorers but as caretakers, with a deep sense of respect for the unknown. But Mars, Europa and Enceladus, and eventually to the far reaches of the solar system, we will encounter environments that challenge our understanding of life itself. These worlds, with their subsurface oceans and potential for harboring life, offer tantalizing clues about the diversity of ecosystems that may exist beyond Earth. The discovery of life in these extreme environments would not only expand our knowledge of biology but would also force us to rethink our assumptions about the conditions necessary for life to thrive. In many ways, the exploration of these distant moons represents a continuation of humanity's age-old quest to understand the nature of life. For millennia, we have looked to the stars with a sense of wonder, imagining other worlds and other forms of life. Now, for the first time in human history, we have the tools and the knowledge to explore those worlds in earnest. Whether we find microbial organisms beneath the ice of Europa or evidence of ancient life on Mars, these discoveries will shape how we view the universe and our place within it. But as we push deeper into space, we must also remain mindful of the ethical implications of our actions. The potential to discover life, no matter how small or simple, carries with it a responsibility to protect that life. The preservation of extraterrestrial ecosystems, even those that may seem insignificant to us, is a reflection of our maturity as a species. It is a testament to our ability to act not just in our own interests but in the interest of life itself, wherever it may exist. This responsibility calls on us to explore the universe with care, to ensure that the drive for discovery does not lead to unintended harm. The search for life is not confined to our solar system. The discovery of thousands of exoplanets orbiting distant stars has opened a new chapter in the search for habitable worlds. With each new discovery, we come closer to answering the question that has long fascinated humanity: are we alone in the universe? The discovery of an Earth-like exoplanet in the habitable zone of a distant star could one day offer us a second home, a place where life, perhaps even intelligent life, might exist. The possibility of finding intelligent extraterrestrial civilizations raises profound questions about how we would communicate with them, what we could learn from them, and how such a discovery would transform our understanding of civilization and consciousness. If we were to make contact with another intelligent species, it would be the most significant event in human history, an event that would force us to reconsider our assumptions about intelligence, culture, and the nature of existence itself. Carl Sagan, one of the greatest advocates for the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, often spoke of the need for humility in the face of such a discovery. He recognized that any civilization capable of interstellar communication would likely be far older and more advanced than our own, and that we would have much to learn from them. Yet, he also warned that the vast distances between stars, and the potential rarity of intelligent civilizations, mean that we may never make contact. Even so, the search for intelligent life remains one of the most profound endeavors humanity can undertake, because it forces us to look beyond ourselves and imagine a universe filled with possibilities we have yet to comprehend. But even if we never find evidence of intelligent life, the act of searching is valuable in its own right. It reminds us that we are part of a universe that is far larger and more mysterious than we can fully grasp. It encourages us to ask big questions, about the origins of life, the nature of consciousness, and the future of civilization. The pursuit of knowledge, whether it leads to contact with extraterrestrial civilizations or to a deeper understanding of the universe itself, is what defines us as a species. It is our curiosity, our ability to ask questions and seek answers, that sets us apart. As we explore the universe, we are also confronted with the reality of our own fragility. The more we learn about the harshness of space, the radiation, the extreme temperatures, the vacuum, the more we appreciate the delicate balance that makes life on Earth possible. Our planet, with its atmosphere, oceans, and ecosystems, is a rare and precious oasis in an otherwise inhospitable universe. This knowledge should inspire us to protect and preserve the Earth, not only for ourselves but for future generations. Space exploration offers us a unique perspective on the challenges we face on Earth. The technologies we develop for living in space, whether they are advancements in energy, water management, or resource sustainability, can help us solve problems here at home. Satellites already play a critical role in monitoring the Earth's climate, tracking changes in weather patterns, deforestation, and ice loss. As we continue to explore space, we will gain insights that can help us address global challenges like climate change and resource scarcity. The future of space exploration is bright, but it is also filled with unknowns. As we build colonies on Mars, send probes to explore distant moons, and search for life on exoplanets, we will encounter challenges that we cannot yet foresee. But these challenges are what make the journey worthwhile. They force us to think creatively, to collaborate across borders and disciplines, and to push the boundaries of what we know. The journey to the stars is not just a scientific or technological endeavor, it is a reflection of the human spirit. It is driven by our desire to understand, to explore, and to discover. It is a journey that will require not only the best of our science and engineering but also the best of our ethics, our compassion, and our sense of responsibility to each other and to the universe we are exploring. As we continue to reach for the stars, we are reminded that the universe is not just a place to be explored, it is a place to be experienced, to be respected, and to be cherished. The stars are not just distant points of light, they are reminders of our place in the cosmos, of our potential to grow and evolve, and of the infinite possibilities that await us. The journey is long, and the challenges are great, but the rewards are beyond measure. With each new discovery, we gain not only knowledge but also wisdom. We learn not just about the universe, but about ourselves, about our capacity for curiosity, for empathy, and for wonder. As we explore the farthest reaches of space, we are also exploring the depths of our own humanity. The stars are calling, and as long as we continue to listen, to ask questions, and to seek understanding, the journey will never truly end. The universe is vast, and the future is full of promise. Let us move forward with hope, with humility, and with the knowledge that the greatest discoveries are yet to come. The stars await, and with them, the endless potential of the human spirit. As we continue our odyssey into the cosmos, the limitless expanse before us beckons with the promise of new horizons, of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, and of truths that will reshape our understanding of existence. Each step we take further from Earth is a testament to our evolution as a species, not just technologically but philosophically, ethically, and spiritually. We are not only exploring distant worlds, we are charting the contours of our own potential, pushing the boundaries of what it means to be human in a universe that stretches beyond comprehension. Mars, with its barren plains and windswept landscapes, is the next great leap for humanity. But it is more than just a scientific frontier, it is the first step in our species' journey to transcend the boundaries of Earth. The establishment of human colonies on Mars will represent the dawn of a new era, one in which humans are no longer bound to a single planet. This will require us to rethink the very foundations of civilization, as we confront challenges that demand both technological ingenuity and philosophical introspection. Life on Mars will not be easy. The planet's thin atmosphere, extreme cold, and high radiation levels will necessitate new technologies and new ways of living. But the act of creating a sustainable colony on Mars will push us to innovate in ways that have far-reaching implications, both for space exploration and for life on Earth. The systems we develop to grow food in Mars's barren soil, to generate energy from limited resources, and to recycle air and water will not only enable life on another planet, they will also provide solutions to the environmental challenges we face on Earth. Yet, the act of colonizing Mars is more than just a technical feat, it is a reflection of our collective values, a statement about who we are and who we want to become. As we set foot on another planet, we must ask ourselves what kind of society we wish to build. Will it be one that mirrors the divisions and inequalities of Earth, or will it be an opportunity to create a new model of human cooperation and sustainability? The Martian colony will serve as a microcosm of human society, where every decision, how we govern, how we distribute resources, how we care for one another, will shape the future not only of Mars but of humanity as a whole. In colonizing Mars, we will also face profound ethical questions about our relationship with the environment. Mars, for all its desolation, is a world with its own history, and possibly its own forms of life. If we discover microbial life on Mars, we will be faced with the responsibility of protecting that life, even as we seek to transform the planet for human habitation. Terraforming, altering the Martian environment to make it more hospitable to humans, is a tempting prospect, but it raises complex moral issues. Do we have the right to fundamentally alter another planet's ecosystem, even if it is devoid of complex life? And if we find life, how do we balance our desire to colonize Mars with our obligation to preserve that life? These questions reflect a deeper truth about space exploration. It is not just about reaching new worlds, but about redefining our relationship with the universe. As we explore Mars, Europa, Enceladus, and the distant planets of other star systems, we are expanding our understanding of what it means to be alive, what it means to be part of a cosmic community. The discovery of life, whether it be microbial organisms on Mars or intelligent civilizations in distant galaxies, would be the most transformative moment in human history. It would challenge our understanding of biology, evolution, and consciousness, and it would force us to reconsider our place in the universe. Even if we never find extraterrestrial life, the act of searching for it has profound value. It forces us to confront the vastness of the universe and the uniqueness of life on Earth. It reminds us that, in a cosmos that is largely cold, empty, and hostile to life, our planet is a rare and fragile oasis. The more we explore the universe, the more we realize how precious Earth is, and how important it is to protect the delicate balance of ecosystems that make life possible here. The search for life on other worlds also pushes us to think about the nature of intelligence and consciousness. If intelligent life exists elsewhere, what form might it take? How might it differ from our own? And how would we communicate with a species that evolved in an environment radically different from Earth? These are questions that lie at the intersection of science, philosophy, and ethics, and they will shape our approach to the exploration of the universe for generations to come. Carl Sagan often spoke of the need for humility in the face of the cosmos. The universe is vast, and our place within it is small. But our ability to ask questions, to seek understanding, and to explore the unknown is what makes us unique. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, though it has yet to yield results, is an expression of our curiosity and our desire for connection. It is a reminder that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, and that our exploration of the universe is, in many ways, an exploration of our own potential. As we push further into space, we are also pushing the boundaries of our technology, our governance, and our social systems. The challenges of living on Mars or traveling to distant star systems will require us to rethink how we organize societies, how we distribute resources, and how we ensure that space exploration benefits all of humanity, not just a privileged few. The development of space governance, laws and systems that regulate the use of space and the distribution of its resources, will be one of the defining challenges of the coming century. How we choose to govern space will reflect our values as a species, and it will shape the future of space exploration for generations to come. The technologies we develop for space exploration, whether they are new forms of energy, advanced life support systems, or methods for growing food in harsh environments, will have a profound impact on life on Earth. Already, space technology has transformed industries ranging from agriculture to medicine. Satellites monitor the health of our planet, providing data on climate change, deforestation, and natural disasters. As we continue to explore space, we will bring back knowledge and tools that can help us address the most pressing challenges facing our world. In many ways, the challenges of space exploration mirror the challenges we face on Earth. Just as we must learn to live sustainably on Mars, so too must we learn to live sustainably on Earth. The innovations required to survive in space, recycling air, water, and resources, can teach us valuable lessons about resource management and environmental stewardship on our home planet. The more we explore space, the more we realize that the survival of humanity depends not just on reaching new worlds but on caring for the world we already have. At the heart of space exploration is a sense of wonder, a recognition that the universe is filled with mysteries and possibilities beyond our imagination. The stars, the planets, the galaxies, they are not just objects of study, they are symbols of our potential. They remind us that we are part of something larger than ourselves, that the universe is vast and full of untapped possibilities, and that the journey to understand it is a journey of self-discovery. As we continue to explore the cosmos, we are also embarking on a journey toward a deeper understanding of what it means to be human. The challenges of space exploration require us to think creatively, to collaborate across cultures and disciplines, and to act with a sense of responsibility toward the future. The choices we make today, how we treat the Earth, how we explore space, how we govern ourselves, will shape the future of humanity for generations to come. The stars may seem distant, but they are within our reach. The journey to the stars is not just a journey of science and technology, it is a journey of the human spirit. It is a reflection of our desire to explore, to discover, and to understand. It is a testament to our ability to dream, to imagine, and to push beyond the limits of what we know. The universe awaits us, and the greatest discoveries are yet to come. As we move forward into this new era of exploration, let us do so with a sense of humility, with a commitment to the common good, and with the knowledge that the cosmos is not just a place we explore, it is a place we belong to. The journey ahead is long, but it is one filled with wonder, possibility, and the promise of endless discovery. The stars are calling, and as long as we continue to ask questions, to seek understanding, and to explore with curiosity and care, the adventure will never truly end. The universe is vast, and the future is full of promise. Let us reach for the stars, knowing that in doing so, we are discovering not just the cosmos, but ourselves. As we journey further into the universe, the path ahead is one of both tremendous potential and profound responsibility. Space exploration, once the domain of dreamers and visionaries, is now rapidly becoming a reality for humanity as a whole. We are poised on the verge of expanding our presence beyond Earth, and with that expansion comes a new understanding of our place in the universe, our capabilities, and our responsibilities. Mars is no longer just a distant red speck in the night sky, it is the frontier where we will test our limits and where the first seeds of a multiplanetary civilization may be sown. But in venturing to Mars and beyond, we must carefully consider how our actions will shape not just the future of space exploration, but the future of life itself. Our journey to the stars is a collective one, shared by all of humanity, and we must ensure that it is undertaken with thoughtfulness, care, and an eye toward the long-term survival and flourishing of both our species and the ecosystems we may encounter. The technological challenges of living on Mars, dealing with its thin atmosphere, the lack of liquid water on the surface, and its unrelenting exposure to cosmic radiation, are formidable, but they are not insurmountable. Already, scientists and engineers are designing habitats that will protect future Martian colonists, finding ways to extract water from the soil, and developing new forms of energy production that can sustain life in the planet's harsh environment. However, solving these challenges is only one part of the equation. Just as important is how we choose to organize society on Mars, how we ensure that resources are distributed fairly, how we govern in a way that reflects our shared values, and how we maintain the delicate balance between human progress and environmental preservation. Mars presents us with an opportunity to create a new kind of society, one that learns from the mistakes of Earth. The constraints of living on a planet with limited resources will force us to think carefully about how we use those resources, how we recycle, and how we minimize waste. This will require us to develop a new ethic of sustainability, one that can be applied not only to Mars but also to Earth. The lessons we learn on Mars, about resource management, environmental stewardship, and the importance of cooperation, will be critical to addressing the environmental challenges we face on our home planet. At the same time, Mars offers us a chance to reflect on what it means to be human in a universe that is increasingly interconnected. The first settlers on Mars will come from many different nations, cultures, and backgrounds, and they will need to work together to survive and thrive. This spirit of collaboration will be essential not only for life on Mars but also for future space missions that take us even further into the solar system. As we venture into space, we are reminded that the challenges we face, both on Mars and on Earth, require global cooperation, and that our ability to work together across borders and cultures will determine our success as a species. But Mars is just the beginning. As we explore the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, worlds like Europa, Ganymede, and Enceladus, we are entering a new phase of exploration that could transform our understanding of life itself. These icy moons, with their subsurface oceans, offer some of the best chances to find life beyond Earth. The discovery of even the simplest life forms in these environments would force us to rethink our assumptions about the conditions necessary for life and would open up new avenues of inquiry about the origins of life on Earth. However, as we explore these distant worlds, we must approach them with humility and caution. The potential to discover life brings with it the responsibility to protect that life. The preservation of extraterrestrial ecosystems, even those that seem barren or hostile to life as we know it, is a reflection of our commitment to ethical exploration. Just as we have a responsibility to protect the biodiversity of Earth, we must also protect the environments of other worlds, ensuring that our presence does not lead to the contamination or destruction of life that may exist beyond our home planet. The search for life beyond Earth is not just about discovering new organisms, it is about understanding the broader context of life in the universe. If life exists on Mars, Europa, or distant exoplanets, it will offer new insights into the processes that give rise to life and the conditions that allow it to flourish. It will deepen our understanding of biology and evolution, and it will force us to reconsider our place in the cosmos. Are we one of many life forms in the universe, or are we unique? The discovery of life would provide a sense of connection to the wider cosmos, showing us that life is not confined to Earth but is a natural part of the universe's unfolding story. If we are truly fortunate, we may one day make contact with an intelligent extraterrestrial civilization. The idea of communicating with an intelligent species from another world has fascinated humanity for centuries, and the implications of such a discovery would be staggering. Contact with an alien civilization would not only revolutionize our understanding of science and technology